Hi everyone, it's Ben, and I have a confession to make. I'm dying to let you know about the relaunch of DP On Demand. There's going to be new and classic content uploaded monthly, in addition to 159 hours of already existing content. You can sign up by using the link below and get $2 off your first month, or become a $25+ patron to get a free month included with your patronage. That's all the content we normally offer on Patreon, in addition to DP On Demand monthly. This month's content is going to feature a classic lost DP private show with the previous cast of DP, an episode of The Ass Cast with Ben and Jim Ass, a classic episode of that, and a new movie review with Ben, Jeff Holiday, and Adam from YourMovieSucks.org.
It was like there was a resolution at that moment, but there wasn't really.
Well, he's up on the hill.
Like that's where you cut the scene. Or loop the track or something.
You better get your steer out of sight.
Or not make a movie.
I'm thoroughly enjoying myself.
Good.
I was a beautiful longhorn steer. Me, I know longhorn steers. Been judging them for years. I moonlight as a longhorn steer judge.
New episodes will be released monthly after the 15th of each month. Here's the Lost show that was just uploaded, and as you can see, it's 6 days and 18 hours of content. Here's some of the private shows. There's a bunch of stuff on here. There's the Tommy Sotomayor, here's 23 Situations, Mind of the Manatee, Young Turks special. Click the link in the description below to get $2 off your first month of DP On Demand.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
I gotta get a witness. No!
Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man.
I don't have facts to back this up.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
It's true. Sometimes I cry.
Oh! Lick my butthole, he laughed.
From the strangest corners of the internet, here to bring you opinions of the world from an altered perspective. Here are your hosts, the Drunken Peasants.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Drunken Peasants Podcast, episode 948. Doing it live on a special Monday show. So we had to do a little schedule adjustment for this week, so this is the first show of the week. Then we're doing one tomorrow, and then we're doing one on Thursday. And then we're doing the Patreon private show on Friday. So first show of the week. We don't normally do Mondays. Help us out. Like the stream. And throughout the stream, use the Streamlabs link in the description below to send us a couple bucks. We'll read your Streamlabs comment at the end of each segment. And it'll help us reach our goal for next week's bonus show. We need you. We're looking for a few good people.
A few.
Not too many. Well, actually, a lot.
Too many.
Too many good people.
We don't just want a few.
Okay.
We want an unfathomable amount of people.
I knew there was some flaws in that
A
statement
disgustingly large mass of humanity is what we're looking for.
It is.
If we can get that, it's all we really want.
That's all we can ever ask for.
Yeah, I have to film the movie on Saturday that I've been trying to finish for years now, and hopefully that'll happen, and we'll be back to business as usual soon. But thank you guys for coming in on a Monday to hang with us. I know a lot of people weren't prepared for this, but Mondays are notoriously bad. This should be looked at as a good thing.
I think this is going to be the greatest show ever in the and I don't just mean DP, the greatest show ever. This one.
This might top the Boy Meets World episode of Topanga's Sweet 16.
The last episode of MASH. We're topping that.
Yes.
Okay.
It's all going to be behind us after tonight. This is the monumental crux of perfection.
Yes. Quick announcement. All of the old movie reviews will be released for patrons $10 and up monthly starting next month. So you'll get our movie review that we haven't done yet, so we're going to have to do that. Probably do it tomorrow, I guess. Yeah, we'll probably have to. And actually, I have a great movie on deck for it. Have you ever heard of Wrestlers versus Zombies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Is that got Kevin Nash in it? Or
It has Piper. It has, I have it on an actual Blu-ray. I'll bring it down next time I go upstairs.
Solid.
Yes. So we're gonna review that, and next month you'll get a review from us and a review from the old school DP, a classic review that hasn't been seen in quite some time, nearly half a decade.
Nice.
Yes. Let's jump into the news segment. Here it goes.
It got me so human angry.
People are discriminating against wolves.
Wow. They're laughing at us, at our stupidity.
We've practically doubled your content for patrons.
You had better well learn to love it. A lot of people talking about the Keemstar retirement I see in the chat right now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was the first thing I saw when I looked at my phone this morning. I looked at Twitter and I saw Keemstar's tweet saying, "I'm retiring." And he's like, "This is not a joke." So I want to get your take before we look in it and on everything. Do you think it's just a publicity stunt?
I'm pretty sure it's not.
He's like 39, right? 40?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's retiring from the world. We'll see. We kind of have like a group chat together, and there was some talkings in about it, and I don't want to go into anything that's private, but
sure.
from what was being talked there, I think this is a pivotal moment in his life. And anybody who thinks this is a stunt, I don't know. Maybe it is. But from the way he was talking privately amongst friends, it seems like this is the real deal. So
he's like newly single, right? That's one thing.
Yeah, he's been going through a bit of what he's jokingly referred to as a midlife crisis. So,
I mean, he is kind of at midlife. So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be in relation to his work with Drama Alert. It could be, maybe he wants to become a farmer. Maybe he wants to just live off the grid.
Green acres.
He's been doing a lot of farming lately. If you watch his videos.
Does he?
He's been buying a lot of property.
He's like garden, or is it literal farming? Like,
he grew up on a farm.
Like acres of.
Yeah, he's got acres.
Man, I had no idea he grew up on a farm.
Yeah, he like was a farmer boy, and then he worked in a law office for a while as like an aide. He was a DJ.
He's a jack of many trades.
He is, and I think he's been doing what he's been doing now for 13 years, and his life is he's at a point of success that he probably doesn't see himself topping in that realm. So maybe it's time to walk away. We'll see, though. He does seem to be very openly emotional about this. So
yeah, and I wanted to play the video. I tried to download it earlier and it didn't go through, so I'm doing it again really quick here. He's either a decent actor or he really is emotional about this. Here's the video.
Look, I know a lot of people think I'm trolling. A lot of people think it's just bait that I'm retiring. But I am retiring. I know I've said a million times that I'm never leaving the internet, that I'm never retiring, but I really am retiring. I'm going to have a statement today on Drama Alert to talk about it briefly.
And I believe that was moved to tomorrow.
Yeah, he couldn't. He said in a tweet that he couldn't finish recording. It was a lot harder than he thought it was, so he wants to prepare it for tomorrow.
Things need to be explained, right? Like why I'm leaving, what's going to happen to the future of Drama Alert, what I'm going to do in retirement, all that. I know some people are very happy and excited to see my ass go. Congrats to you. And I know others will be sad, but 13 years. January next year will be 14 years. It's been a long time, and I started my YouTube career when I was like 27. It's late to get into the game, so yeah.
Do you think maybe he was on the plane ride from hell and that's why he's retiring?
I don't think it's gonna be a tough one. So we're looking here at this video. He's wearing the FaZe Clan hat. Mm-hmm. Another thing that happened big today was FaZe Clan It's going public. They're valuated at $1 billion company. And he is very close with FaZe Banks. They have the podcast together, Mom's Basement. You know, maybe this, I don't know. Maybe this has something to do with that. Maybe he's gonna try and sell the brand. Who really knows? We don't know. I do think that, you know, he has changed his outlook on YouTube the way it was just a year ago. You know, a year ago he said, I'm going to do this forever. I love drama. He does love drama. But maybe he's going to start becoming a part of the drama a little more. He's been putting himself out there with the boxing events. He was rolling with FouseyTube and hosting boxing events. I know he's more interested in getting out into the world right now. And if he's tied down to Drama Alert, it might not be worth it to him anymore, and he might want to make new ventures.
I saw an artist rendering of what they think Keemstar looks like without the beard.
That's actually very close. The beard creates a bit of a TARDIS effect. Have you seen Doctor Who?
Yeah, I've seen
His chin's actually bigger than the beard. It's bigger on the inside of the beard. A lot of people don't know that.
I see.
That's a very prominent chin right there.
I believe that this is a very negative article about Keemstar.
What is We Got This Covered?
We Got This Covered. I don't know. It's a website. WeGotThisCovered.com. There was only 2 articles written about this.
Divisive YouTube star Keemstar announced on Twitter Monday that he's officially retiring. Acknowledging that many people may think he is trolling, the Drama Alert host said the announcement was serious. I know I've said a million times that I'm never leaving the internet, that I'm never retiring, but I really am retiring, he said. Check out the tweet for yourself below.
Yeah.
Keemstar, also known as Daniel Keem, went on to say that he'd be making an official statement later today about the future of his YouTube pop culture news show, Drama Alert, about the future. He also said he'll explain further in a future announcement his reasons and plans for his retirement. Keem also acknowledged that many people may be reveling in the announcement, as the social media personality he has cultivated for over a decade has courted controversy with his hot takes that has generated the ire of other YouTubers such as iDubbbz, Ian Carter, and H3H3's Ethan Klein. I know some people are very happy and excited to see my ass go. Congrats to you, laughs. And I know others will be sad, Keem said. Some of the controversies Keem has been embroiled in include allegedly using racial epithets live on stream, saying he couldn't wait to report on one YouTuber's death after getting diagnosed with cancer, and allegedly suggesting to another YouTuber that he'd jump off a cliff 2 months prior to Desmond Etika Omofa taking his own life. This is such a shit.
I told you.
Clip of all this. It's like this is everything that he said there. The thing about him reporting on the death of the YouTuber, that was kind of shitty. The racial epithets, that was from a time that Xbox gamers were about the culture. It was sick. He's since not wanted to own up to any of that and rescinded his comments. But the Etika thing, he was simply mentioning how Etika believed he lived in a simulation. And Keem was saying, if this really is a simulation, then what's the point of living? Why not just jump off a cliff? And it wasn't him suggesting him to jump off a cliff. It was him trying to understand why you would keep going if we were just in a simulation, if you really believed that none of this was real. Why would you, And they're over here saying, he said to jump off a cliff, and then 2 months later, he took his own life. It's really fucked. Some of the responses to Keem's announcement understandably took on more of a roast vibe than congratulatory tone. Take a look below.
All right, so there's this one, The World After Keemstar Retires.
What is this, Star Wars?
Yeah.
So would Jar Jar Binks party?
Yes. Yeah, the world is taken over by Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, Keem, stay.
Yeah, don't go.
Please don't go.
Here's utopian future here.
Yeah.
Here's another. Here's this one.
Wow.
He's probably retiring from Drama Alert and doing something else. That's my guess. He could quit though and just never come back.
I'm sure he'll be around the internet. I mean, I can't see him not be around the internet. But maybe he is tired of chasing the drama on Drama Alert. Maybe he's got a better deal that's gonna pay him more money not to do Drama Alert. You know, that could simply be the situation. The lining up with FaZe Clan going public and this, I don't know if it's a coincidence. 100% could be, but if not, maybe there's some big money in him retiring. You know?
Throw a like on the stream, please, if you're watching.
I guess North Korea is a democracy now. Kim Jong-un was only holding steady because Keemstar was working. Now that Keemstar's retired, Kim Jong-un has nothing to fight for.
I don't pay attention to K-pop, but I guess people are mad because one of the girls from this K-pop group was lip-syncing to a song and it had the N-word in it. We'll see the clip and everything and take a look.
Remember that point in time, I don't know if it was a few years ago, where the word savage was racist? Is it no longer racist anymore?
I never thought it was.
Okay. Because I knew Macho Man Randy Savage. Like, the word savage was a good word. Fred Savage. I like to use it. And then they were like, it's racist. And now I'm seeing them talk about the clip being from something savage. So it's uncanceled. Savage has been uncanceled, I think.
So here it is, and we'll get into it.
Call me after the things I said.
So,
did I miss it?
No, she did it, but it's someone with a heavy accent saying it, I believe.
Huh.
I don't recognize the song. What I'll say is the N-word doesn't have the same connotation in Korea, for one thing. Like, in actually most of the world, it's mostly in North America that word is...
Isn't there a Korean word that sounds exactly like it?
Am
I wrong about that?
I don't know Korean, but I mean, she acknowledged that she did it. She didn't even say it. She lip synced it. I don't see I see zero problem with this. For like now we can't lip sync it. I don't know.
I see one problem with it.
What's that?
We're on a podcast, and sometimes people don't watch the podcast. So if I lip the word right now, the people who are listening with no video won't be able to know that I'm lipping the word. Like, watch. I'm going to lip the word right now, and those of you watching at home, nobody heard that, and you would never know. Because only if you're visually watching. So the audio people missed out on a key component. Nega. Yeah, exactly. DJ Fix Soul says that. That's the word. That's the Korean word.
It's not Korean.
Is not?
I believe it's Mandarin, right?
Oh, is it Mandarin?
I don't know. Okay, it is Korean.
I'm gonna look it
it's
up.
Korean.
But she's saying that that's not even what she said anyways. So it doesn't really matter.
She admitted to doing it. She didn't even say it. She lip synced it.
Yeah. In Korean, it's the pronouns for you and me, respectively. So that's what it means.
Okay.
Informal you, yeah.
Okay.
So it does have some roots in the language, but she's saying she admitted to lip syncing it. So
yes. So that's not even what's happening here.
Exactly. At this point in time, though, I think that she should lip sync an apology. I think that's the only way we can go with this. You can't cancel me for saying Korean words, guys. The hell is wrong with you? You know what? I'm going to start giving you reasons to cancel me, and we'll see how far we can go. But we're trying to remain monetized on YouTube, so it's hard. It's really hard for me to be edgy these days. If you want to like this stream...
I don't believe there was ever African slave trade in Korea. Someone might be able to correct me on that, but I don't think so. It doesn't have the same connotation and history behind it. It was never used as a racial slur there. It's totally different, and she lip synced it and didn't actually say it. I see nothing wrong with it whatsoever. People are just picking at anything they can to get upset about something.
I've seen a lot of clash between the black community and the Korean pop community, K-pop community. There's a lot of people accusing the K-pop community of lifting from the black community heavily, and you'll see a lot of these K-pop people, the K-pop stans, get into fights with people who are like have a pro-black message on Twitter. These fights get so intricate and dumb. It's really fun to watch, like from a dumpster fire perspective.
I'd rather like have my testicles chopped off. Like I no. I don't want to see.
You'd rather be neutered?
Yeah, I would rather be neutered than sit around and read K-pop fans arguing with SJWs about who can virtue signal better. I no.
So the clip originates from behind-the-scenes footage from a shoot for Savage, the group's recent EP that was released earlier this month. The video was reportedly initially uploaded to aespa's YouTube channel before later being removed. Needless to say, fans of the group were not happy with Giselle and have since taken to Twitter to educate her. One person wrote, "I'm not going to defend Giselle for her actions, as I know what she did is wrong. Please apologize, Gigi."
First of all, her name is Giselle. She has jizz in her name, so give her a break.
I mean, I'd rather have jizz in my name than jizz in my mouth. Me personally. Somebody else tweeted, "Please do not try to sweep this under the rug and instead use your platform to inform Giselle of her mistakes and help her learn from this." Another took to Twitter, "Giselle is a very open-minded idol. I know she can handle this very well. Educate, don't hate."
Oh, here's the apology tweet.
Okay. Hello, this is Giselle. I would like to apologize for mouthing the wrongful word from the lyrics of the song that was playing on site. I had no intention. Dude,
this is dumb. She has
mouthing
nothing
along to a song is so funny. Some people just sing along and say the word, right?
Right.
Some people will mouth the word in place of saying the word. And some people will just, pause during that word out of respect for not saying the word. I like to just yell the word when it comes up in a song as loud as possible. And so everybody thinks that the song's not even playing at that point. It sends a message. No, this is kind of psychotic. I had no intentions of doing it with any purpose and got carried away when one of my favorite artists' song was played. I sincerely apologize. It's so hard for you to take in a music like a pop song, right? And it's using this word. The songs are created to sing along with. It's so hard. Culture in general right now is controlled by commercialism.
Well, culture now is controlled by outrage now. So now you have to walk on eggshells and guard literally everything you do. Because there's just a group of drooling morons waiting to jump on any mistake you make.
Even the outrage is being controlled with commercial interests, right? Like the commercial interests are social changes, social unrest, maybe. We have people pushing agendas. I think that some of the agendas are for the better, but people are still being fed these agendas commercially. They're branding these agendas. People are following a commercial interest here. The pop song, they're singing along with something that's being pushed into their brain. Like this is pop culture. This is culture, and you're supposed to enjoy it and also not treat it the same way you treat every other song in the world. It's hard when you're dumb, and people who listen to pop music are often dumb. I give her a break.
I don't know if she's dumb.
I don't know if she is either.
I just like they're not trained like we are in our culture to not say that word. And she didn't even say it. And it's like how they just all pounced on her like immediately, and they're like, "Don't sweep this under the rug." Like, they want to see someone who's famous and beautiful and successful do the walk of fucking shame at their behest. They want them to bend the knee and humble themselves before them.
Humble yourself.
It's fucking mental illness.
And I think, people get mad at you for mouthing the word to a song. It's okay to apologize. But, like...
Mouth the word vinegar.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Amid backlash for mouthing the word, Giselle took to Twitter to issue an apology statement via the group's official Twitter account. The artist wrote, "Hello, this is Giselle," and she said further on, "I will continue to learn and be more conscious of my actions." Yeah, I think it's about as good as it can get right there. She was mouthing along the words to a song.
It wasn't like she went on some kind of racist tirade about how she hates black people.
Yeah, there's a total innocence in what she did, and now because the internet got mad at her, she probably won't do it again.
No. Yeah, they got her trained. They got her trained.
No more anger. I wonder how good these people's lives are, where they can get angry, where they can get angry at something. Like, what else is there in your life like you could be getting angry at right now?
Most of these people don't touch grass. Their entire lives are on the internet, and they get a cheap thrill off of making someone who's more successful or better looking or more wealthy or whatever humble themselves. Even literally, they even said, "Thank you for your humble apology." Yeah, that's what they want. They want to see them bend their knee and slob the knob of cancel culture. That's what it is. They want to get that apology.
Another wrote, "Although it's not my place to accept the apology or not, I just want to say at least she apologized and acknowledged her mistakes."
Fuck you. Can we go through every nook and cranny of your past? I guarantee you it's not squeaky clean.
DJ Cripples Rock says this is PewDiePie's gamer moment all over again. PewDiePie obviously came from a different culture than America as well. Right. Said a word that was popularized in pop culture through music and entertainment.
Gaming.
And gaming.
That's how it came to be known as the gamer word, right?
Yeah, exactly. Said the word. It was a terrible slight against him and his brand. And he built off of it, and I'm glad that he did because he makes great content.
I'm not going to lie. This past St. Patrick's Day, I was doing a stream, and I was drunk as fuck. And I was listening to, like... I don't even remember. I think it was Brother Lynch, and that he says it like 100 times. So I said it once, and everyone was like, "Oh shit!"
Tell me you did not. It was St. Patrick's Day.
Yes.
Tell me you did not say "Top of the morning" to you, and then drop. Okay.
No, I was singing along with the song.
Thank God, Ben. I would have to demand an apology if you did.
Oh, okay. And everyone was like, "Oh, Ben had a gamer moment," and at first I didn't even realize that I had done it.
For those of you that are audio only podcasts, Ben just mouthed the words "I'm sorry." So do that what you will. I know it's not your place, listeners of the audio only portion of the podcast. I know it's not your place to accept his apology, but I hope that you're at least happy that he apologized and you acknowledge his mistakes. I hope. Brother Lynch Hung is one of the most vile, disgusting, sick rappers in the world.
Probably one of the first horrorcore kind of rappers.
Yeah, very, very depths of depravity and murder and all the bad things. And we're going to get mad at Ben for mouthing the N-bomb in it and not all the other
I think I
atrocities.
actually said it. I'll be honest. I think I actually said it.
Wow,
Everyone
Ben,
was like,
your honesty impresses me. Oh. You're so brave.
Thank you.
It's murder rap. It's actually toxic masculinity that's going to get you canceled for listening to Brother Lynch Hung. You're allowed to just drop the bomb left and right when you listen to it. You just can't enjoy the toxic parts of it. You're getting canceled.
Yeah.
Ah.
Oh, shit. So the Dave Chappelle shit continues.
Yes. We had word from the Ashley, the lead of the protests outside of Netflix, that they reached out to Dave Chappelle and he declined to be a part of the protest, or declined to respond.
And he's saying that's not true.
He's saying that he never was approached and that he would respond and still would respond. And we could...
so we have these video clips.
Yeah, Dave posted these video clips up to his Instagram.
Yeah, he has a Twitter, but it hasn't been used in like 10 years. So...
It's been said in the press that I was invited to speak to the transgender employees at Netflix, and I refuse. That is not true. If they had invited me, I would have accepted it, although I am confused about what we are speaking about. I said what I said, and boy, I heard what you said. My God, how could I not? You said you want a safe working environment at Netflix. Well, it seems like I'm the only one that can't go to the office anymore.
Sounds safe to me.
Yeah, I mean, when they say an unsafe environment at Netflix, do they mean for Dick Masterson?
Yeah, he's suffering a possible concussion.
Yeah,
CAT scans, head trauma.
Yeah, man, those protesters were violent. That was a violent protest.
The lead
by the Netflix employees.
The guy responsible for bringing Frasier back is partially responsible for Dick Masterson having permanent brain injury forever.
Yeah, and that guy deleted all of his social media accounts.
Of course, smart move.
But now, there's a oh God, what's his name again? I was just saying his name earlier. Joe
Cristaldi.
Joe Cristaldi. Someone made a joecristaldi.com, and it's now just like all dirt on Joe Cristaldi.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes.
Sucks when you shut off all your social media and people just make a website about you.
Yeah.
I want everyone in this audience to know that even though the media frames this, that it's me versus that community, that is not what it is. Do not blame the LGBTQ community for any of this shit. This has nothing to do with them. It's about corporate interests and what I can say and what I cannot say. For the record, and I need you to know this, everyone I know from that community has been nothing but loving and supporting. So I don't know what all this nonsense is about. In summer 2020, when the whole world shut down, I was outside doing shows. My neighbor had a cornfield, and he let me throw shows there, and people came from all over the country.
That's how you know he lives in Ohio. His neighbor had a cornfield.
You could also live in Nebraska,
or Iowa. Yeah.
Some people came from around the world. See those shows. The best comedians on earth came to my home and broke bread with me. And we lived our lives. We found a way to keep moving forward. I made a whole documentary about it. The first night of those shows was a piece that some of you might have seen. It was called 846, and it dealt with the death, the murder of George Floyd.
All right. This is a three-parter.
Yeah, this is a three-parter. So this is the first clip. The second clip is similar as in length, and the third clip is shorter. It's the cap.
This film that I made was invited to every film festival in the United States, and some of those invitations I accepted. And when this controversy came out about the closer, they began disinviting me from these film festivals. And now, today, not a film company, not a movie studio, not a film festival, nobody will touch this film Thank God for Ted Sarandos at Netflix. He's the only one that didn't cancel me yet. To the transgender community, I am more than willing to give you an audience, but you will not summon me. I am not bending to anybody's demands. And if you want to meet with me, I'd be more than willing to, but I have some conditions.
Oh, fuck. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
First of all, you cannot come if you have not watched my special from beginning to end.
Yes.
That's not fair. Most of these people don't have time for that. They're too busy being mad at him for the special.
For the special they didn't watch.
Yes.
You must come to a place of my choosing and a time of my choosing. And thirdly, you must admit that Hannah Gadsby is not funny.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Shots fired.
I desperately want people to see this movie. But I understand why investors would be nervous. Since nobody will touch it, I'll tell you what I'll do. I will make it available for all of you in 10 American cities, going on sale in the next few days. You will be able to see this movie in its entirety, and you can see what they're trying to obstruct you from seeing.
Huh.
And you can judge for yourself, but you can't.
So this movie that nobody wants to pick up and release, he's going to go on a 10-city tour with it?
Yeah.
Interesting. We have one more clip to cap this off with.
Yes.
Not have this conversation and exclude my voice from it. That is only fair. You have to answer the question, am I canceled or not? Then let's go. Thank you very much and good night.
He threw that microphone.
He didn't just drop it.
He threw that. So the documentary.
Whoa, he's doing 3 shows in Ohio.
Cleveland, Toronto, Cincinnati, Columbus, Atlanta, New York City, San Francisco, Minneapolis, Des Moines. So
it's mostly a Midwest tour, and then there's one stop in Canada, one in the South, one in California, and one in New York.
Interesting. This will be. I want to see this. I wish he wasn't canceled so I could watch this from the comfort of my own home. Now I'm going to have to fly to New York City.
San Francisco is the closest place out of all these.
Yeah, I guess I could just fly. But San Francisco is at the 4th of November. I don't have that weekend off. I have to fly to New York City, unfortunately.
Toronto's pretty awesome.
I don't have a passport.
How long we were talking about you?
I was gonna get one, but then they shut down the government.
Okay.
They shut down the government. They shut down the government. So Hannah Gadsby, this is troubling. This is
what?
Why is she not funny?
I don't even know who it is, honestly.
I don't know either. I'm trying to find anything about her. It's all about Dave Chappelle talking bad about her. Just when I thought I knew, just when I thought I had my fingers on the pulse of queer comedy.
Everybody, please like the stream if you haven't already. Throw us a like. We don't normally stream on Mondays, and YouTube does not share our streams usually. So if we're not on our usual schedule, it's hard to gain some traction on a Monday.
I'm seeing Hannah Gadsby. The recommended from Hannah Gadsby's Twitter page is Tig Notaro. So she seems like she's in good company. Seems like she's in pretty good company right here. The not so great Gadsby. Damn, that's cold, Special Flake. Everybody hit those like buttons so we can get up to astronomical numbers and Ben can continue baking bread for my poor little family.
Baking bread.
Ben's the baker that feeds my kids. We gotta keep the numbers up, or my kids will have to go keto, and I can't afford to feed them meat. They get the bread.
We just in our county, the county that we live in, as of today, you have to show proof of vaccination to get into restaurants and bars.
Yeah, which is terrible because everybody I know is unvaccinated.
Great.
I'm gonna have to make new friends.
King County's vaccine verification mandate is in effect today. So whether you're heading to a workout, shopping, to eat, go to a movie, you'll now be asked to show proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test to get in. New York City, San Francisco, New Orleans, they've each had some sort of vaccine verification mandates like this in place already for 2 months. Here in King County now, you don't actually have to be vaccinated. You can just prove you've tested negative within the previous 72 hours. The mandate also affects large outdoor gatherings with more than 500 people, like concerts or Kraken games.
This is our way of making sure that we can continue to have businesses functioning, employees and customers healthy, and keep our economy moving.
What about smaller restaurants? Bars that seat 12 people or fewer like that, they're exempt until a mandate takes into effect for them on December 6th.
Bars that seat 12 people and fewer are exempt?
Yeah, and I saw this local right-wing journalist, Katie Davis Court, basically implying that violence is going to be imminent, but it's going to be the people on her side that do it, but for some reason it's going to be the mayor and the governor's fault.
I predict violence will break out at some point.
And then she says when that happens, not if that happens.
Blood will be on Mayor Jenny Darkham, Governor Inslee, and KCEXXX
King County executives, I believe.
Yeah. She better watch herself. All this violence, because she's already out. She's not vaccinated. She's the biggest risk. Her and people like me who are morbidly obese and grandmamas. Whenever you go out without a vaccine or a mask, you're gonna get me, my grandma, or women like this sick, and that's not fair. That's not fair at all. Guys, Fireball Z. Billy, will you do a racism with Keem? If my heart allows it. I might have a heart attack, though. I might die. I might do or die. It's pretty cool to be racist against white people right now. I could just be racist against white people, right?
Let's do this. I guess they're going to start letting vaccinated foreigners to enter the United States.
The U.S. will open its borders to vaccinated foreign travelers on November 8th, a move that will expand travel options for those who have gotten their shots and clamp down on those who haven't. The measures are the biggest changes to U.S. travel policy.
Why are you supporting segregation?
Since the early days of the pandemic, and replace a system that flatly barred most foreign nationals coming directly from certain places. It follows a decision to ease border restrictions with...
By the way, there were loopholes. You could fly to one of the places you could come from first and quarantine there and then come here. That's what Lucy did when she came over from the UK. She went to Mexico and hung out there for a while and then came...
In Mexico.
Canada and also Mexico.
Well, it'll be nice to open up these borders because I've been feeling real shut in lately. I might have to go get a passport.
We first started joking around about this in like 2018.
Yeah, it was a good year.
So that was like 2 years before COVID even happened. And during COVID, you were still able to get one. It was just delayed.
I went to go to the office and it was shut down. So I couldn't get my passport like for the longest time. Maybe I can get it now. I have no
you
idea.
Probably can. It might take a little long. You can pay for expedited too, so usually. But yeah,
I can't afford to leave the country anyways.
Whatever.
My kids are starving.
Oh, stop.
My children are starving. They have no bread.
For months, the most popular parlor game in Washington has been, what does Senator Kyrsten Sinema want?
Yeah, it's weird that there's Manchin and Sinema. They're Democrats, but they're like they're more like Republicans than Democrats. They're the kind of Democrat that could get elected in Arizona or West Virginia, basically.
The Sphinx of Phoenix has been tight-lipped, negotiating directly with the White House.
The Sphinx of
Finding time
Phoenix.
to
Is that
visit
what he
her
said?
foot doctor in Arizona and fly to fundraisers
Like
in
they're
Europe.
technically a Democrat, but they like the few things that Democrats and Republicans disagree on, they agree more with Republicans on some of the things.
While the Democratic agenda twists in the wind. But last night, at the CNN town hall, President Biden laid out her priorities.
She's very supportive of the environmental agenda. Everything from...
Dude, he slurs his speech. Like, he might as well be holding a 40 in a paper bag.
My guy.
Or Steel Reserve or something.
Or he's the president of the United States, like a martini with olive in it.
Okay. Maybe he's not into that, though. Remember him and Corn Pop? They probably drank some high-gravity lager.
Okay, then some Hennessy.
family
a nice
care,
Cavassier.
to all those issues. Where she's not supportive is
He's a simple man. He took the train, Billy. He took the train when he was working in D.C. from whatever fucking state he was from. Hey, he doesn't get that bougie-ass cherry and goat cheese ice cream. He's a chocolate chip man. Remember?
You know, the only reason to take the train to work is because you can get drinks on the cart of the train service cart.
Do you remember that, though? Like, he went into that ice cream parlor, and they're like, yeah, we're the cherry capital of the country. And he's like, fuck that. I'm a chocolate chip man.
What a prick.
That's me.
How many ice cream cones this guy had in his life? He can't try their cherry?
Nope. Chocolate chip.
What a total prick.
He's not bougie.
Him and Trumpster Bob probably sit back and crack Keystones together.
They do.
God
says
damn
she
it.
will not raise a single penny in taxes on the corporate side and or on wealthy people. Period.
It's nice to want clean energy and childcare for working families, but typically centrists would want to pay for them. And so it's puzzling to hear that Sinema's bottom line seems to be an absolute opposition.
Yeah, isn't that funny how that works where, like, even though the Democrats have the White House and the entire Congress and Senate, the legislative branch, that's what I meant to say, but still we're nothing gets done. We're kind of stuck in this tug of war where, like, no one's really trying.
Yeah.
It's like the weakest tug of war
Because
ever.
it's performative. Nobody actually wants to change anything. They just want people to argue about it.
To raising taxes, especially on corporations. Because that same Kirsten Sinema used to believe that, quote, asking big corporations and the rich...
Oh, it's almost like she's a lying sack of shit.
Ooh.
Huh.
Pay their fair share is common sense, not class warfare. That now deleted tweet dates from her time in the Arizona State Senate, when she was already aiming for a seat in Congress. That was a pretty progressive position at the time, but it's now well within the Democratic mainstream.
Yeah, she once campaigned on issues she now wants dropped from Biden's plan. That's when the people were chasing her into the bathroom. They were like, we campaigned for you. You said you wanted this, and now you're fighting against it. We supported you because you told us you were gonna fight. You were gonna fight for this specifically.
And she's like, "Get out of here! I'm trying to take a
She's
dump."
like, "I'm trying to take a massive stinking dump. Could you guys get out of here? I can't push it out. I'm prairie dogging because you're hovering.
Right.
No hovering." Kristen Sinema was like, "Stop hovering. I'm prairie dogging. I'm not getting enough fiber. I gotta push out this massive turd." And then they're like, "No, Kristen Sinema, you promised us that you would take it to the corporate gods, and now you're gonna let them eat their cheesecake while we suffer." And then Kristen Sinema was like, "I ate cheesecake last night, and I have lactose problem. I can't shit. Get out of here!" And then she pooped herself on the way out. I think that's how the video went.
Also popular, with a Pew survey finding that 66% of Americans support raising taxes on big business. Now, there's always room to negotiate rates and loopholes and the like, but unless you raise revenue to actually pay for the programs Sinema supports, then you're going to gut Biden's effort to not add more to the deficit, something that used to be called fiscal responsibility. Which brings us back to the question, what does Senator Sinema want other than attention? After all, every Democratic member of Congress, including Sinema, voted against the Trump tax cuts, which led to a massive increase in the debt. The current Democratic plan doesn't even repeal all those cuts. Instead, they've proposed just returning to the top rate during the Obama years while raising the corporate rate to 25%, which is still well below the previous rate of 35%. In fact, most middle-class families would actually see an overall tax cut under the Biden plan. But here's why Sinema's resistance to even a modest corporate tax increase is such a head-scratcher. The effective tax rate in the U.S. is not 21%, but 11%. That's far less than most Americans pay. That's courtesy of loopholes that were never closed and in some cases even expanded. And get this, 26 companies have paid no federal income tax since the Trump cuts took effect, while booking more than $77 billion in profits. And the Washington Post found that many corporations spent that windfall on stock buybacks while laying off employees.
Okay, like, let's change the way taxes work altogether then. Instead of providing all these weird tax loopholes where you can write different things off to pay almost no taxes even though you're making profits.
If you're rich, this world is for you. If you're not, we have to fight for ourselves, guys. So if you guys could take a moment to like the stream, if you want to send us a Streamlabs, if you're broke and you can't afford to, go get a corporate job, work for Amazon, maybe drive.
If you're using the Brave browser, check and see if you got some bats, because I got some about a week ago. There's a little triangle thingamajiggy right here.
The thingamajiggy?
Yeah. Here, I'll make this smaller so you can see it. It's
Cash
right
out
here.
those bats.
Yeah. See? You can, like,
cash out those bats.
if you have the bats, and then pull up our video, or you can send it to us on Twitter if you use the Brave browser. Yeah, do that.
Well.
And contrary to supply-side theology, it hadn't even benefited the U.S. Treasury. While other wealthy nations typically raise around 3% of GDP from corporate taxes, in the U.S., that fell to 1% after the Trump cuts. So the status quo just doesn't make any sense, especially if you want to strengthen the middle class and the social safety net. But
U.S. lost more tax revenue than any other company during Trump's during Trump's 2018 tax break.
See, and this is what I mean by no progress either way, because throughout my lifetime, usually the Republican president will give tax cuts to the corporations, and then the Democrats will get in charge and they'll take that away. And then a Republican will get elected, and then they'll do something again, usually even more than it was before under the previous Republican president. And the Democrats get in charge, and then they take that away. They don't actually change anything other than just like undoing what the person before them did. But they don't like try to make a law to make it permanent, or like to make it so that can't be done again, or change the way taxes work so companies can't game the system so easily. It's just always like 1 inch one way and then right another inch back where you were before. And I mean, we only live so many years, right? If every 4 years this marginal change happens, and then 4 years later it changes back, literally we're just stuck. We're running on this treadmill.
It's a consistent game of just the tip.
Corporate tax, which would be especially effective if Biden is successful in getting the rest of the world to sign on. There's also proposals to tax stock buybacks and billionaires on paper gains that are not reported as income, which could raise more than $1 trillion over 10 years. These worthy ideas would meet their own resistance. Already, Politico's reporting that Al Sharpton is making calls trying to keep open the carried interest loophole that helps hedge funds. It's late in the day for big new proposals that could have been raised months ago, but better now than never. And if Senator Sinema wants to be known as a maverick in the mold of Arizona's John McCain, she should remember his wise advice that nothing in life is more liberating than to fight for a cause larger than yourself.
Someone said, should I get a Prius or a Ford F-250? Okay, that depends on where you live and where you're going to drive it. If you live in the city, you'd probably want a Prius because you want to save on gas mileage, and unless you're like a construction worker or something and you have a reason to drive a big truck, because an F-250 is like a big Ford truck,
big old truck.
Yeah. But if you live out in the country and you work on a farm, or you're a construction worker, and you're going to be driving outside of bumper to bumper traffic and out of town, or even off-road, then get a truck. That's up to you.
Get yourself a nice Prius, and then also get yourself a friend with a truck. Because whenever you need the truck, just be like, "Hey, buddy, can I borrow your truck for this move?" And he'd be like, "Of course, I'm a truck driver. I drive a truck. I'm a good guy. I'll lend you my truck." Because anybody with a truck is a good guy. That's why I drive a Prius. People be like, "Hey, Billy, could you help me move?" I'm like, "Sorry, I got a Prius." Like, "No, we're renting a truck." I'm like, "No, I have a Prius."
You should hang a pair of truck nuts from your Prius.
It literally weighs the car down too much. With my weight, truck nuts would tip it over.
Here's a report about the whistleblower at Facebook.
And I came forward now because now is the most critical time to act.
A former Facebook employee turned whistleblower on Monday told British lawmakers the social media site was fueling violent unrest around the world.
Core part of why I came forward was I looked at the consequences of choices Facebook was making, and I looked at things like the global south. And I believe situations like Ethiopia are just part of the opening chapters of a novel that is going to be horrific to read.
Frances Haugen was a product manager for Facebook and recently went public with her accusations that the company knowingly permitted harmful content on the platform, putting profits before safety.
I think there is.
I mean, isn't that what most corporations do?
They put profits before safety.
Yeah.
Like all those corporations that dump toxic waste and then pay a small fine, but made millions of dollars off of not getting rid of the waste the proper way. Yeah, so send Facebook a small fine, and let's get back to living this miserable world where the rich have their own laws and we live by our little fucking bullshit fines.
It's not even physical safety or like the safety of the public directly. It's safety from like political meddling on Facebook.
How could they?
There's a view inside the company that safety is a cost center. It's not a growth center.
People don't have to use Facebook, by the way. Like, they don't have to.
How the hell else am I going to talk to my aunt that I don't want to talk to?
The world's biggest social network rejected the charges. Haugen, who testified earlier this month in the U.S. Congress, turned over a trove of internal Facebook documents to the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, which were made available to Reuters and other news organizations. Reuters? They showed Facebook knew it hadn't hired enough staff.
Reuters sounds like some kind of weird disease.
I got Reuters.
Yeah, I got the Reuters.
I can't sit straight. I got the Reuters.
It sounds like some sort of like butthole or genital.
Yeah. It's crawling
disease.
up from the taint into the butthole.
It can go either way. Go north or south.
It's currently gestating in the taint. And I'm not sure if it's going to be a shaft-based Reuters or a inner anus-based Reuters.
It's a bad case of Reuters.
I got a terrible flaming Reuters.
Language skills and knowledge of local events needed to flag harmful content in a number of developing countries. CEO Mark Zuckerberg said earlier this month that it was deeply illogical to argue that Facebook deliberately put
Is he using data speech or Spock speech?
Yeah.
It's highly illogical. Holy shit. This guy is a robot.
Dana would have said that too.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. He is a freaking robot.
I think Zucker in German is sugar. I think Zucker is German for sugar.
And what's Berg?
I mean, it's one of the it's a common ending of a Jewish last name. Like Steen is another one.
Berg is like a hill or a mountain, so he's Sugar Mountain.
I guess so.
Our guy is over here skiing the Sugar Mountain. Is that cocaine name?
Advertisers don't want to be associated with harmful content, but on Monday, Haugen pushed back.
An ad that gets more engagement is a cheaper ad. We have seen that over and over again in Facebook's research, it is easier to provoke people to anger than to empathy or compassion. And so we are literally subsidizing hate on these platforms.
Some U.S. lawmakers have said it's time for big tech to face public health regulations akin to those imposed on tobacco companies.
Yeah, there was a type of sugar in Germany called Wiener Sucker.
Wiener Sucker?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
A Wiener Sucker.
I'm like, I know a Wiener Sucker. I used to call her Sugar. That's not too bad. There's on Animal Crossing, the video game, there's a squid on my island. His name is Zucker.
Here it
And
is.
He always likes sugary snacks.
It's a
and treats.
brand of sugar.
Zucker.
Wiener Sucker.
Wiener Zucker. Hey there, sugar. I heard you were a Wiener Sucker.
Yeah, it has like the silhouette of a woman too.
I like how they have, they don't want to turn off any brands. They have a Wiener Sucker in pink and a Wiener Sucker in blue.
Yeah.
For all you boy Wiener Suckers out there.
Well, if you like different color Wiener Suckers.
I mean, some people identify as a pink Wiener Sucker, and some people identify as a blue Wiener Sucker. And who am I to differentiate the two? There's also a white package of Wiener Sucker for you alt-right racists.
Shut up, Speck. Stop trying to ruin our joke, okay?
Z in German is pronounced TS.
Stop being such a Wiener Zucker.
Sucker? Like how would sucker? Is that what they mean? Wiener Sucker? Sucker? I don't like this. I will say this though. If you are in Germany right now and you're offended by us mispronouncing sucker in Wiener Sucker,
I like Wiener Zucker way better.
Write in about it. Because I don't know.
I don't care. I don't care if wanting to say Wiener Zucker is wrong, then I don't want to be right.
For those of you that are watching after we've been live, go into the comment section right now and post whether or not you're a Wiener Sucker. For no other reason than my own personal interest.
A Wiener Sucker.
I want to know how many Wiener Suckers we have out there.
Oh, God.
It's bringing forward laws that could fine social media companies if they fail to remove
I know
or
we harm
limit.
kids, but I don't care, and he's surfing on money. What is this, a kid over here crying? Are they crying everywhere? I know we harm kids, but I don't care.
This is a real photo right here. He surfs around on money, on a money ocean, carrying an awesome flag. This is real.
Who else harms kids? It
looks like he's in England or something here too, by the way.
Do makeup companies harm kids by making them think they need makeup to be accepted? Like, what level are we going to here?
Who fucking knows? Actually, I saw an article that TikTok is harmful and it's literally giving ticks. People are getting ticks from it. Now, I don't mean the little bugs. I mean like facial ticks, like I get with my forehead.
Are you big on TikTok?
No, I've never made a video for TikTok ever.
Huh.
Actually, one night I was drunk and you were IRL streaming and we were in this girl's TikTok video. It's the only time I've ever been on TikTok ever.
We got ticked.
Yeah.
Did you have the tick prior to that?
Oh, yes.
Okay. I was gonna sue her.
Yes. Where is it? Where is that?
Alyssa Milano arrested.
Hold on. I want to.
What?
Where's the? Oh, here it is.
Young people, especially young women, are reporting concerning medical and behavioral changes due to social media. And I hope we're paying attention. In part one of this week's newsletter, why people are already dismissing a Wall Street Journal article about teens developing severe tics after watching numerous TikToks from influencers diagnosed with Tourette syndrome. So they're watching influencers diagnosed with Tourette syndrome and they're mimicking the Tourette syndrome? I don't know. Because they mimic everything else from TikTok?
Maybe.
Because we're raising a generation of people who are literally learning how to be other people before they can learn to be themselves. This is great.
Oh, you like it when they do that?
Oh, yeah. Please, this is an excerpt from Please Like Me, BuzzFeed newsletter about how influencers are battling for your attention. How people think my Tic Tacs are going to look like. My Tic Tacs. My Tic Tacs are going to look like. I can't say the word Tic Tacs. It sounds crazy to me. The word.
Sorry, hold on. I gotta
Tic-a-tacs.
do something really quick here.
I don't think they're faking Tourette's. I think that they're mimicking the people with Tourette's because they're
fucker.
Everybody's a copycat.
I gotta fix something really quick here.
TikTok is an ADD installer, pretty much.
It's awful.
It
has to be stopped.
I enjoy it. It's great.
You're too old for TikTok.
I don't think so. There's some good stuff on TikTok with like pets.
Yeah. Under all the like booby and butt shit, that's just like I usually skip the booby and butt videos, but those are what's recommended to me more than anything else.
I wonder why.
The few times I've ever used it. Literally.
So I was really struck this week by this article from the Wall Street Journal where writer Julie Jargon connects a rise in cases of teens reporting new physical and verbal tics to TikTok videos they've consumed. According to Jargon's reporting and previous research, this development involves mostly young women, and it is heavily influenced by how often they watch TikToks from influencers who said they had Tourette's syndrome. The movements are sociogenic, meaning they are developed socially, but have profound and real neurological effects. Patients had physical jerks such as neck twitches or were compulsively and involuntarily repeating a word like beans.
Which is weird because I enjoy Sweet Anita.
Yeah.
And I've never just started screaming the N-word.
I watch a lot of H3H3, and he's always ticking around.
It's his eyebrows, kind of like me.
He's always ticking around. And I haven't picked that up.
He
yet.
does like waves with his fucking eyebrows. It's crazy. Yeah,
it's like he's trying to chew with his eyebrows.
Yeah.
You working on some oatmeal up there, Papa? What's going on?
But Sweet Anita will just start saying the N-word like over and over and over again. And she has to mute herself. I remember she got banned off of Twitch for it. And people were like, she can't help it. And so they let her back on.
It's not fair. Doctors who were cited in the article noted that many of the teen girls with these tics were diagnosed with depression and anxiety. The thesis, it seems, that the pandemic created a cascade of new challenges and coping mechanisms. The more young people were consuming these videos at home, the more the TikTok algorithm fed them to their feeds, and the more the videos were affecting their own psyches and behaviors. Beans! Because we consume so much social media content, there is scarce research done on its short and long-term effects. Perhaps I shouldn't have been as shocked to hear about this report as I was.
There's one YouTuber with Tourette's. He's from Northern Ireland. His name's Lewis Cueball. And sometimes he'll just be like, caramel. Some of his tics sound like a parrot saying things. Caramel.
Yeah.
They let him host like an interview show on YouTube, and it's so funny because he'll ask the person a question, and when the person's answering it, you can hear him in the background like, fuck off, like this.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Sticky says, I hate it when people fake disabilities. You don't want this. It's not cool or trendy. I didn't think it was cool or trendy either until I saw all these Instagram models faking Ricky Berwick's illness. They just go around and they starve themselves and break their own bones and then walk around on their broken elbows. It's pretty cute. They don't do that. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Yeah. All I'm saying is, guys, if I can't say beans sporadically because it offends people who do say beans sporadically by no choice of their own, I'm sorry. But I'm still going to probably say beans sporadically from now on. Because saying words like beans involuntarily is fun to me. Nah, so I'm not having fun with it anymore. I'm not going to say beans sporadically ever again. As long as I can help it. God forbid, knock on wood. Last thing I want is to get actual Tourette's because I'm mocking it. Oh my God. Whenever I mock somebody for having a big old pimple, I get a big old pimple the next day. Ben, I'm getting kind of worried.
I don't want to talk about
I'm getting kind of worried. I'm getting kind of worried, Ben. I'm worried I just gave myself Tourette's.
You have it.
Oh God. Oh God.
What else we got? Fuck. I hate TikToks.
If you're going to do it, at least fully commit to being the quad amputee. Oh my God. How great would it be if a girl loved me so much that she would cut off all of her arms and legs so she could be my pillow baby? If any women out there want to become quad amputees for the influencers on TikTok and be my pillow baby, let me know if you want to be my pillow baby. That's probably against the law to cut off your own arms, huh? There's probably no procedure where you can be like, I just want to cut off my own arms. I assume.
You try it out.
I assume that's not creepy at all, Billy. What do you mean? I honestly don't really want somebody to be my pillow baby. That's strange and awkward. It was a joke, guys. Are you going to cancel me like you canceled Dave Chappelle?
Everyone like the stream. Do us a favor, like the stream. Someone just asked if I like the Welsh flag. I do. I actually have a Welsh flag hanging up in my office. I have a collection of flags, basically wallpapering my office, where I used to do my old school BENPAI streams back when I first started my side channel. And I have a bunch of flags, a whole bunch of them. Some state flags and some national flags. And I have the old Soviet flag, too. I just think it's cool. I think it's a cool-looking flag.
I have a similar collection of flags, but they're bandanas from gang members. I have, like, the Crip flag, the Blood flag, all the different... I don't actually have that. I'm lying. You know, gang-affiliated YouTube pages are huge right now. They get tons of great views for people who talk about gang life.
Yeah, there's a few of those based out of Toledo that I've seen.
DJ Cryptos Rock says, name a flag with purple in it.
Someone asked if I have the Quebec flag. I do, actually. I have the Quebec flag. So I have the Welsh flag, the Quebec flag, the Polish flag. What else? I have a flag of all... I have a flag that's the flags of all of the Celtic nations also. So it's a bunch of flags together to make one flag, and it's all the Celtic nations. So like Brittany and Cornwall and Scotland and Ireland and all of those, Isle of Man. And then I have, what else do I have? I have the Ohio flag, and I have the Arizona flag and the New Mexico flag, and the Soviet flag.
I'm pretty sure you just said you love men. You said you love men? I don't know. Like you were talking about flags, and I don't know where you're like, I love man.
The Isle of Man.
Oh.
It's a country.
Oh.
In the sea between...
You mentioned Brittany as well, and I was like, I love Brittany, but then you were like, I love man, and I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, Brittany's a place in France where a lot of Celtic people used to live.
Oh.
Well, they still live there, but it was like its own country at one point.
I was thinking it was...
I know.
Britney Spears.
I know.
Like, do they have a guard there, like an armored guard? Do they use swords or do they use spears? You think they have like a spear?
Where are we talking about now?
In Brittany. If they have a flag, you think they have like a spearman, like someone with a pike?
Where are we going with this?
I would like to see the spears of Brittany, the Britney Spears, if they exist. What are their weaponsmen? What do their weapons use? Like, you know, they got the Brittany Guard.
Okay, yeah.
Now, I know what you've seen is what those Navy pilots saw in 2004, and there have been some 300 sightings since then. And I've talked to those pilots, and they know they saw something. And
he's talking about UFOs. NASA Chief Bill Nelson talks UFOs.
Their radars locked onto it. And then all of a sudden it was here on the surface, and then it's there. And they don't know what it is, and we don't know what it is. We hope it's not an adversary here on Earth that has that kind of technology.
Higsby says this guy's greasy as fuck, and he still looks 1,000 times cleaner than Rudy Giuliani when he was dripping some
hair
sort
dye.
of ink, hair dye.
Yeah,
he had Squid Game ink.
When you're
flowing
at
down his
that
face.
age, don't dye your hair, especially when most of your hair is already gone. Like when you're at that age, you don't need to trick people into thinking your hair is naturally a certain color. Like just go gray. Go gray gracefully. That's what I'm going to do. I already have a couple gray hairs here and there that I'll see, and I got some in my beard. I'm just going to let it slowly progress. I feel no need to dye my hair.
Maybe he felt like he was wanting to trick people into thinking he was a zombie.
No, he wants to trick Eastern European reporters to like help him tuck his shirt in, and he thinks hair dye is going to help with that.
And so this is a mission that we're constantly looking. Who is out there? Who are we? How did we get here? How did we become as we are? How did we develop? How did we civilize? And are those same conditions
Dude, is he
out
sweating
there
profusely?
in a universe that has billions.
Did he like bathe in olive oil before doing this press conference? I don't know what this is.
I think he's sweating because he has to hold back the information he can't release about aliens.
About them.
The new they them. They're aliens, and he's worried he's going to say something that will get him assassinated. It's NASA assassinated. I've never seen a man talk this passionately about aliens and not be sweating like that.
Dude, he's glazed like a fucking donut.
Of other suns.
He's glistening.
In billions of other galaxies. It's so large, I can't conceive it.
It was suggested to me by
Is this the My Pillow guy?
People. They did.
I want to tell you about how the election was rigged really quick.
The interstellar election?
Did want your comment on what you think the fighter pilot saw. I think most people saw that 60 Minutes piece, and there were a lot of newspaper pieces about whether or not it was Russia or China or perhaps more likely some extraterrestrial intelligent beings. What is your theory? You've heard a lot of options. Which one do you think is the most credible if you can choose?
My personal opinion is that the universe is so big, and now there are even theories that there might be other universes.
Oh.
And
okay, so here's the thing, though. The universe is so big that it's unlikely. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm not saying it hasn't happened, but it's unlikely because of the vastness of the universe that we will run into other intelligent life, let alone intelligent life that has the technology to travel such a great distance.
So this is how I see it.
This is going to be great.
About 200,000 to 300,000 years ago, aliens came to Earth and they brought who we are now to Earth. And we've been here on Earth for so long that we forgot where we came from. There's just been hiccups where, because maybe religion came into play or other things came into play where our history was better left off a mystery, we've forgotten where we came from. And every once in a while, those same aliens that brought us here because their planet died, the originators probably went to a new planet when they realized this planet didn't have, we have oxygen, we have water here. Maybe on their planet they had something else that they really missed. Maybe they're on another planet, their nipples put out beer instead of milk. So they went back to this beer nipple planet, and they're over there living it up on the new planet they found. And every once in a while they come back here to check on us. They get here and they're like, oh God, this sucks. And they go back to their planet. They don't want to disturb us and make us feel like bad for sucking because they're nice guys. They're nice alien guys. And they just go home. And they're like, yeah, we can't go back there. They're weird. There's we went there and we looked at their porn browser and we were like, nope, turn around. We're going back to Beer Nipple Planet. Beer Niplia.
If that's the case, who am I to say that planet Earth is the only location of a life form?
That's not what you're that's not, I don't think that's even a question. There's definitely a life form somewhere else out there. The question is, are they able to travel far enough to make it to where we are? That's the question. That's the very unlikely thing.
I think not only is it likely that they travel here, but it's likely that they're here right now and they're so far beyond us mentally that they're hiding in plain sight.
Okay. It's a good plot for a movie. Very likely.
We're the equivalent of toddlers to them as full-grown adults, and they're playing the peekaboo game with us. Because we're just not evolved like they are. That's got to be what it is. 100%.
No.
100%. I'm
that
convinced.
Okay.
Civilized and organized like ours.
Okay.
Imagine if you were an alien on Earth right now and we were effectively toddlers to you. Would you not just play peekaboo with us every once in a while? Probe our anus? Every once in a while, just stick one in our butt and probe our butts. Why are all the alien contacts around here like they probe my butt? Because they're probably like alien Catholics. We look at the Catholic Church and all the stuff they do, and that's literally what the aliens do to us. But they're aliens, so we woke up in a freaking cornfield with some mutilated cows, and my butt was sore. Literally,
if I don't stop him, he'll just keep going.
I will.
He'll just keep going.
I think I'm onto something here.
Right. Here's Sean Hannity talking about Biden's cognitive decline. I think Biden is kind of having one, and I really don't like Sean Hannity, so I guess we'll see what this is like.
Americans held hostage, abandoned behind enemy lines. Day 69.
Welcome to Hannity, this busy news Friday night. 69 days, Americans held behind enemy lines, thousands of green card holders.
Why is it day 69 and we're seeing a back shot of Biden like he's...
We got drama alert in the chat.
Heyo!
Heyo!
Keemstar is a good guy, and I will miss him. I won't miss him. I'm gonna follow Keemstar around when he retires. I'm gonna stalk him. I won't allow myself to miss him. But yeah, this is episode 69. They got Biden's back to us. Is they insinuating he's 69ing with America?
Yes.
That's not fair. That's not fair at all.
There's SIV applicants, there are families. We have no idea the exact number, all suffering in silence under Taliban rule. I know the rest of the media and Joe Biden have, quote, turned the page. We won't do that. Many are already dead. But during last night's town hall on fake news CNN, Joe Biden didn't make a single mention of Afghanistan or the men or the women and children and Americans and green card holders and allies he abandoned after 13 days prior, saying he wouldn't do it.
How many do we have over there? What are the numbers?
I'm not even sure. I was kind of distracted, and I wasn't even really listening to Hannity because I normally tune him out. I'm just watching Biden struggle to talk. I don't even know what he's saying, but it looks like he's just struggling really hard to say anything.
Not a mention, not a question, not a word, nothing. Wow. Now, it's possible Joe doesn't even fully remember what happened in Afghanistan. That's way back in August. And for him, that's, 400 lifetimes ago. It was a whole 3 months ago. And let's face it, Joe Biden's not particularly doing well. And that was on display last night, that he is everything we've been telling you, a cognitive mess. Every day, it seems to get worse and worse. It's scary. It's not funny anymore. Predictably, last night, well, the town hall became a train wreck. Take a look.
55 corporations, for example, in the United States of America, making over $40 billion, don't pay a cent.
He just do the white power sign?
Yeah.
Oh my God. My guy's over here. He's like, when Trump called out shouted to the Proud Boys and told them to stand back and it worked well for him. He's like, can I get a little bit of that right now? Because nobody likes me. He's like, I'm old. I forget which side I'm on. If you look at my policies, guys, Joe Biden, look back. I was for segregation. I was for putting criminals in prison after 3 strikes, predominantly those people of color. I was all about like he's like, guys, straight up, I'm on your side. Stand back and stay proud, boys. What is he doing? What is he doing?
Stay proud, boys.
Stand back and stay proud, boys. What the hell is he doing?
Not a single little red cent. If you're in real estate, major real estate, ask them. They know they should be paying a little more than 21%.
Yeah, see, he's doing that weird old man, like, lean in really close when he's talking to you thing.
They should be paying a little more than 21%. If you're in real estate, if you're Berkshire Hathaway, you should be paying a little more than 21%. You're systematically destroying the American dream. The American dream was to buy and own a fucking house, right? That's what we were pitched. Right now, they're rewriting the American dream. They're saying, renting is the future. Why own property? You have to pay upkeep on your property. Renting is the future because Berkshire Hathaway's buying up all the property. China's buying up all of America. And we're over here laughing about it saying, well, I don't need to own anyways. I'll be a renter for life. Oh, my God.
We can pay for this whole thing. I have it written in a card here, but I won't bore you with the detail.
The question was on the...
Yeah,
the
don't bore me with the details. Even though this is you supposed to be giving me the details, this is a town hall. What are you going to not bore us with? You going to throw up some more alt-right hand signals on accident? Talk about ice cream cones and licking corn pop in the freaking parking lot outside of the public pool?
Get a rusty razor blade.
Oh, my God.
On community colleges, which was a big campaign promise that you made. You talked about that a lot on the campaign trail.
Yeah, and I'm going to get it done. And if I don't, I'll be sleeping alone for a long time. I'm going off to COP26 in Scotland.
What? He's going to where?
COP26 in Scotland.
I don't know what COP26 is.
I'm looking it up now. COP26 Glasgow is the Climate Change Conference, United Nations Climate Change Conference.
I'd never heard of that before.
Losing track of time. 40% of all products coming into the United States of America on the West Coast go through Los Angeles.
Actually, I looked it up. COP26 is, I thought it was in Glasgow.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually Corn Pop 26. Yeah, Corn Pop's 26 reunion from when he unfortunately passed.
He's running with some real bad boys in heaven.
Yeah, that's rough.
And what am I doing here?
Is it Long Beach?
Long Beach, thank you. So, what I have said...
What am I doing here, he says. Not like, what's his name or where is it? He says, what am I doing here?
I can't find my shoes.
Right. Should 1975?
You're shaking your head no, but let me tell you something, Jack. It's the truth.
Jack. He calls people Jack a lot.
This
I don't
is
get
Fox
that.
News, though. They're probably taking the worst of the worst from this,
I
right?
believe it. I don't trust Fox News, but they can't. Like, this isn't deep faked. This is real senior moments he's having.
But I want to remind everybody, Biden is always had a speech impediment. And there's always been moments you could clip out Biden of his worst, even before his brain fell apart. It's just he usually had a little more of a couple of haymakers early on that would carry him through. So this is Biden. It's Biden at being Biden the way he's always been. It's a little rough to say that he might not be all there. I mean, he never really was, is what I'm saying. He was always saying, I'll take you out back and lick you behind the frickin' bleachers, right?
Yeah.
He was always being a little fucking weird. So, can we stop electing ancient white guys? Yes, once women get old enough to be president, you know? Once there's an 80-year-old woman, we'll elect her. But the women, unfortunately, don't live past the age of 75. So they can't be president. I looked that up on Google.
Well, what am I doing here? Long Beach? Yeah. Thanks for the save. Long Beach. At one point, Biden seemingly forgot about his own hands and just stood there like this for an extended period of time. Does anybody know what he was doing like that? Well, what was that all about?
This is what the memes of this have been him as Beavis from Beavis and Butthead doing cornholio. His cornholio, TP for my bunghole. He'd always have his hands like that. It was funny. It was cute.
And offered zero solutions for all of the crisis that he himself had caused. I have solutions.
No
Bring back the
malarkey.
Trump policies on the border, on energy, on Afghanistan. Peace through strength, on the economy, lower regulation, lower taxes. That would all work. But according to Joe, spiking gas prices, they're not going to be getting better.
I don't get this whole thing where we either give credit or blame whoever the president is for the gas prices. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
I mean, they can make marginal changes in policy that could affect the prices, but the prices are determined by speculators who decide how much oil is worth per barrel in relation to how much of it gets refined into gasoline. The president has very little to do with that. I don't understand why this always happens.
Anytime.
I watched Dune yesterday, and I feel like this was a quote from Dune where they were talking about opening up the reserves, but not too much because you don't want the price to go down.
The spice reserves?
Yeah, I think it was from Dune. It might have also just been some commentary about American oil barons
on planet Iraq.
Might have been on planet Iraqus. Or Earthus.
Well, kind of what we were talking about earlier, space travel. The spice is what makes it possible for them to travel through space because it bends space.
Yeah, at the beginning of Dune, early on, they're talking about how much it cost them to travel here from. They're like, man, for something ceremonial, how much did it cost them to travel here? They're like, 1.46 billion cubic sucker ducks. I'm like,
sucker ducks.
Something like that.
Wiener Zuckers.
1.46 million Wiener Zuckers.
And he blamed OPEC. It's not OPEC's fault. It's your fault, Joe. Why don't you call Texas? Why don't you call Oklahoma, North Dakota, Alaska? Why don't you hire back the Keystone XL pipeline?
Jackpot got a good call there.
And maybe
I would
take
cast
back that
Joe
waiver
Biden. I would cast Joe Biden and Matt Gaetz together as the live-action Beavis and Butthead. That would be good.
Gave your friend Vladimir, whose country pays your son millions with no experience. Saying there's nothing I can do about high gas prices. Wow, that's so reassuring. Take a look.
What about gas prices? Because some states are seeing
gas prices relate to a foreign policy initiative that is about something that goes beyond the cost of gas. And that's because of the supply being withheld by OPEC.
Based Biden
and
right
so
there.
There's a lot of negotiation
Based Biden.
There's a lot of Middle Eastern folks want to talk to me.
There's a lot of Middle Eastern folks that want to talk to me, but to be honest with you, they creep me out, man. So I walk away. When I see somebody come in and I think it might be the Iron Sheik, I used to watch WWF television in the 80s, okay? I'm not going to get caught in the camel clutch. I turn around and I walk and I get an ice cream cone.
Make you humble.
It's against the United Nations code to attack a man while he's eating an ice cream cone. Why do you think I have ice cream so often? Why?
I'm not sure I'm going to talk to
them.
Do you have
measure.
a timeline for gas prices of when you think they may start coming down?
My guess is you'll start to see gas prices come down as we get by and going into the into next year in 2022. I don't see anything that's going to happen in the meantime that's going to significantly reduce gas prices.
The supply is not withheld.
I don't like how, the question, he's facing away from the person asking him the question while he's answering the question.
OPEC, you, Joe Biden,
Is he talking to the audience?
artificially reduced the supply of energy in the world because you are married to the Biden, Bernie, New Green Deal socialist,
Green New Deal
manifesto.
Spray tan man.
Joe Biden, you killed the Keystone XL pipeline. You're making the hostile actor Putin rich again.
He's kind of like Bizarro World Jay Leno.
You're making the hostile actor Putin rich again? Weren't they Team Putin when him and Trump were cool together?
He's a nice Christian man.
Oh, my God. Stop it, Hannity. Have some fucking backbone, you prick.
He doesn't.
We're trying to give you the benefit of the doubt right now, and you're a flip-floppy little fish yourself, pussy boy. I have always been highly critical of Joe Biden. Well, not always. Back in the day, before I realized all the crazy shit he used to say, I thought he was a good speaker. I was like, I like this old man. I'd fight him in the fucking parking lot for supremacy over. Yeah, I'd fight him behind the gym just to show who was boss. I respect somebody who's willing to wrestle with me near a dumpster. Okay, and then
that's on fire.
Heard about all the other shit. And I was like, okay, never mind. I guess Biden is kind of a fucking weirdo, and. But maybe he's our best choice as a progressive because he knows how to stay so close to the middle that he might be able to move the goalpost a little towards the left because he's been so close to the right for so long. He might know a little way to make it. Who knows? This Green New Deal, I think it could offer jobs. It could offer a lot of benefits. It could maybe revitalize America's infrastructure. It could do a lot of good things, and I'm hoping that's what it does. But I still don't think he's an honorable man. Obviously, there's some money going around between his son, his brother, and foreign countries. How deeply those roots involve into our country and our policies because of that. He's a politician. He's a career politician. There's a trail of blood behind everything he's fucking done for the last 30 plus years. But that's par for the course when you get to be president.
And the other one,
Trump had zero political history.
And you're working for the federal government for 30 years before you become president. You know, you're a senator forever, and then you become vice president for 8 years. He's got so many connections.
Ban oil and gas exploration on all federal lands. You artificially...
I think he's going to... I think when we get to like 6 months left in this term, he's going to be like your new president, Kamala Harris, and she's going to go into the next election, the sitting president. She won't have to primary for it, and then she'll run against either Trump or whoever else the Republicans throw at him. I think there's a good chance of it happening. It would be, some people might get mad that that's how we get the first woman president, but that's, I mean, she was not polling well, and she was not well liked by even people who wanted to vote for Biden. Biden was like, oh, we're going to make it a woman, and then he just picked her.
Yeah.
And I don't think that, I think people will forgive it. I think people will celebrate it. The people who have been waiting for a woman president will probably celebrate it regardless of how it happens. And then she could be like, when she runs against the Republican that they put against her, she can say, I actually have experience being president. And she can run for 2 more terms because when you are vice president taking over for a president, regardless if they die or if they just retire, you serve out the end of their term. It's like you're taking their place for the remainder of that term. I don't know. What do you think? You think it might happen, or?
I think that we're going to get 6 months in. Joe Biden is going to give the presidency to Kamala Harris, and then she's going to rip off her shirt, revealing that she joined the New World Order. And then Hulk Hogan and
she'll drop a
Kevin
leg.
Nash and Scott Hall will come down, and America will throw beers at her, but she'll reign supreme. I think that's probably the ticket. John Cena could be a part of it. It's true. That's true.
He'll be like, I'll only be a part of it if you never acknowledge Taiwan as its own country.
Do.
Reduced America's and the world's oil and gas supply.
Yeah,
And now
Jackpot
the United
says Green New
States
Deal would
once
be the
again-
next highway system, change the face of America for the better. That's how I look at the Green New Deal. I do think that it has infrastructure rebuilds. We're due for an infrastructure rebuild. We're due for the jobs and opportunities that creates. We're due to create a new middle class through that wealth. I believe that we're due it. We've been pinched far too long from the upper echelons here in America. It's time they start pumping back into the infrastructure, even if most of the mega billionaires are buying gigantic super yachts and crazy underground bunkers ready for the world to fall apart. Even if they think they're taken care of, it's time to sprinkle us with a couple of roads and some fucking solar panels.
Spec brought up how sitting presidents do face a primary. Nobody of significance would run against Kamala Harris if she was sitting president.
Especially if she joined the New World Order. And Spec also says, Jack, but not if it invests in false climate solutions while outlawing real ones. Spec's very cock-hard about
nuclear energy.
Yeah. So Spec obviously has a very educated bias.
Yeah.
And I want to point out that even if it does go into poor climate change solutions, it would create a lot of jobs in the process and a lot of opportunities for Americans to reestablish some equity further down the rung. Probably at the expense of the rich getting even richer as usual. But I'm sure it's not all wrong.
I say we just go back to good old coal. Good old coal.
Or
we'll never run out of it.
I have an idea. We legalize prostitution.
We need coal-powered cars. I want a coal furnace on my car that I have to shovel coal into while I'm driving.
I think we should legalize drugs and prostitution, and nobody cares about doing anything anymore.
Except for drugs and prostitution.
Exactly. That's when New America will just be paving the road.
New America is just whorehouses and opium dens.
Exactly. That's what we need.
Okay.
We need the not the Green New Deal. We need the XXX New Deal.
Now you're begging OPEC, countries that hated us, for the lifeblood of our economy. And we're paying $1.50 more a gallon and paying more for every single thing we buy and paying more to heat and cool our homes. Under Donald Trump, we were the world's #1 producer of oil and gas. For the first time in 75 years, guess what? We were energy independent. Donald Trump, at the end of his presidency, wasn't importing one single barrel from Saudi Arabia. Now, anymore, instead of begging Texas, why don't we beg them? I'd rather ask, you can ask Texas, you don't even have to beg. Oklahoma, Alaska, North Dakota, they'll help you. Biden, you're blaming OPEC. That is a cop-out, and frankly, it's a...
Did he say, so like, he was saying during Trump, we didn't import any oil from Saudi Arabia? You know what else we didn't do? We had a Saudi American citizen murdered by their government, and we didn't do anything about that either.
It's very complicated.
Yeah.
It's very, very complicated.
Yeah.
They buy a lot of weapons from us.
Weapons.
They buy a lot of weapons.
Yeah. Those are the people we want to arm, right?
It's very complicated. If they're not allowed to kill, then they'll tell us that why do we buy these weapons from you if we're not allowed to kill at our whim and our behest.
Complicated.
The behest. So, so it's very... Where am I?
All-out lie like
that's
most
Biden.
everything else that comes out of your mouth. And according to the former CEO of McDonald's, Biden's oil and gas policies are the core of inflation in the country and the current supply chain fiasco.
So you're telling me the reason my Happy Meal costs $7.43 is because of Biden? Thanks, Obama.
The labor shortage also is playing a huge role. But Joe Biden, he is now vowing to make that shortage even far worse. If he does what we're about to play, and it happens with nurses and teachers and first responders and our military.
Okay, up until first responders, I thought he was naming characters in a porno. Nurses and teachers. And then first responders, like, you don't see a lot of first responder porn. You don't see a lot of first responder porn. You think it's a taste issue?
You think the economy's bad now? It will go down precipitously right into the sewer. Listen to Joe.
Should police officers, emergency responders,
fireman porn?
be
That's true.
mandated
Sorry, I
to
take it
get-
back. It's just that fireman.
Like paramedic porn would be weird because it's like someone's dying and they're like, well, do you want to get like one last BJ?
Yeah, no, not one last BJ. The heart resuscitations aren't working. So then the girl, the first responder girl's like, I know a way to resuscitate him. And she just starts. And then he wakes up like, oh, God, yeah, it's perfect. Oh, and she's like, shh. And she's
But how could he get it up if his heart wasn't beating? You need like blood pressure.
She just suck it flat for a while.
I just uncovered a massive hole in your
No,
plot.
she was sucking it flat. She was sucking it flaccid.
I just uncovered an
She was doing it
unbelievable
flaccid.
huge hole in
No, she
your
sucked it
plot.
flaccid until the heart started again. That's how she knew she was working, because it started to gorge her throat. She was like, she sounded like Donald Duck on it. She sounded like goddamn Donald Duck.
Vaccines, and if not, should they be stay at home or let go?
Yes and yes.
Fire them. Okay, at this point, let's go Brandon. I'll take Brandon and the NASCAR driver over Biden. Biden went on to mock Americans' obsession with freedom.
Okay, so the new thank you or let's go Brandon is like, I think the #1 song in America right now is titled "Let's Go Brandon." I don't know if it's #1. It's huge on the charts, but the statement came from there was a NASCAR, and Brandon, NASCAR driver, I don't know his whole name, Brandon Becker Tits or something, was a NASCAR driver, and he's being interviewed, and the crowd at the NASCAR is chanting, "Fuck you, Biden! Fuck you, Biden!" And the woman interviewing him goes, "Crowd huge right now behind you, Brandon, saying, 'Let's go, Brandon.'" They're saying, "Let's go, Brandon." And so now it's like this huge meme that like, "Fuck you, Biden" is "Let's go, Brandon."
Let's go, Brandon.
And I think it's cute. I think it's funny. I love it. I really do.
Now, is he going to do? You going to do that, Joe? Is that going to do it? Just spit in the faces of millions of Americans They're not going to listen to you, Joe. They're not going to listen to flip-flop Fauci. They're not going to listen to the ever-changing, rules of the CDC or the NIH.
The ever-changing rules of the CDC, yes.
They have to change.
As new information comes, it must change.
And new illnesses and everything.
Yes. The CDC has always been ever-changing.
Yeah, could you imagine, if they were like, hey, we can't change, so we recommend bloodletting for curing most illnesses.
I'm going to see when the CDC started.
Yeah, I don't even know.
CDC.
But there was a time where they thought, if you were sick, you went to the barber and they tried to bleed it out of you.
So the CDC started July 1st, 1946 in Atlanta, Georgia. Let's go to July 1st, 1946. 1946 illnesses, all right? 1946 illnesses. Let's see what the 1946 illnesses in America were and what...
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
So the CDC's origins are closely linked to malaria control activities in the U.S.
Yeah, malaria was a huge problem.
So however they decided in 1946 to treat malaria, that's how we must deal with everything from here on out. I don't know how they treated malaria in 1946. I think it says...
I don't know when because eventually they figured out that it was carried by mosquitoes, but before that they thought it was... And we've talked about this before. Malaria, Latin means bad air.
Bad air.
So they thought it was like dirty swamp air because they noticed when people would go to the swamp, they'd usually come back with malaria.
Yeah, I don't know if this page is 100% correct. I just Googled CDC's cure for malaria in 1946, recommendations for malaria in 1946, and it says they recommend to have a glass bottle of Coca-Cola and smoke a half a pack of cigarettes.
Are you serious?
No.
Oh.
No, but that's how we cure COVID now because we can't change. CDC can't change. Can't change. Can't change.
Pause this.
Have one glass bottle of Coke and smoke a half pack of cigarettes. That's the answer, guys. That's the answer.
And by the way, because of that, and because of the mixed messaging, and because of the changing standards, they've made up their own mind. Now, you can try to convince them, but you've been trying, and it's not working. And now you're going to fire them? I thought you said you'd never implement a mandate, Joe. Fauci said it. Pelosi said it. Psaki said it. You all said it wouldn't happen. Now Americans are being mandated. What happened to the choice of at least getting tested? Do you still offer them that option?
In Seattle, yes. If you have a 72-hour test, they do offer that in Seattle.
Yeah.
Because we're the most protective, we're the most progressive anti-vax city in America.
We're definitely not anti-vax.
Obviously not. But I like how we're allowing you to get the proof of 72-hour proof. Like you couldn't have caught it within 24.
Too. Instead of carrying around your card or taking a picture of it, there's an app you can log into, and it shows your vaccination records.
What? I want that app. Can I get that app?
Let me see what it's called.
That app.
Let me see what it's called again.
That app?
I think it's called My IR Mobile.
My IR Mobile?
Yeah.
I wonder how long until they make a jailbroke cheat around it.
I don't know if it's an actual app as much as it's a website. I don't know. I signed into it and saw my stuff was on there.
So glad you're back and ready to sign into My IR. To access your online immunization records, click the sign-in button.
Their pay, their benefits, their pensions. Now, of course, the debate, frankly, in my mind, is over. It's no longer in this country about vax or not vax, because millions of Americans, they have made up their mind, and they don't agree with Joe Biden for whatever reason. We've had that debate. That's their choice. We live in a free society, and their decision. Now,
we live in a society.
There's got to be a way to thread the needle, because if you have all these people willing to sacrifice their job.
I'm going to run this story here about Trump's social media platform.
Roger, it never leaves me that you have said that you believe social media is incompatible with democracy, or at least social media the way we have it today. I think there are a lot of people watching this show who think Donald Trump is incompatible with democracy, and now the two have paired up.
Oh, my God. I mean, he is kind of, because he, tried to overturn an election that he did objectively lose.
Oops.
So I guess he is incompatible with democracy, but
Well,
in many ways, our whole country is too, though.
Ollie, they're perfectly made for each other. If you think about what Facebook in particular did, they connected 3 billion people on one network with no barriers. And then they enabled advertisers to target
Did you find yourself on the app?
Individual.
Yeah.
I didn't log in.
It even generates like a QR code that they can scan and verify.
Interesting.
Perfect data. The result was something that transformed the world of scammers and extremists. They can recruit their marks and then fleece them or radicalize them on Facebook at will.
This guy's got some cool posters behind him.
And Facebook did a lot of things to empower them. And this was hugely important
are
for
cool.
Trump. He used Facebook to suppress votes in 2016. He used social media to radicalize MAGA and then enrich
They're
himself
Grateful Dead,
from
right?
I think so, actually.
Yeah, I
this
can read
dude
Grateful
has
Dead
done
on one.
acid at least once in his
I
life.
thought it was Grateful Dead at first. and
That's
then
what I
looked
it looks
closer.
like it.
It definitely says Grateful Dead on the one closest to us, but they have the Grateful Dead design.
Yeah. He undermined the country's
Maybe
response to
the one below it's not Grateful Dead. I don't. You know what? I don't want to hear what this guy has to say about anything other than music. Does he have a Keemstar statue in the back there too? Is
I wish Keem would have been watching when we showed
Just-
the picture of him without the beard earlier.
just towards my finger there? Is that a Keemstar statue? Is my guy based on Grateful Dead and Keemstar? Is he?
Does Keem wear a hat like that?
I think it's a Keemstar
That looks like a red
statue.
condom.
I think that's the popcorn bucket, right?
The red
On his
condom
head?
hat.
He tried to suppress votes again in 2020 and then organized Stop the Steal, which led to the insurrection. And the latest scam is his media company, which he pitched to his followers.
Oh, it's
and which
definitely
they've
a
now bid
scam.
up by a factor of
You know, I just realized that I was bashing TikTok, but then like our guest tomorrow is big on TikTok.
Yeah. She keeps me young.
She keeps you young?
Yes, with her allegiance to TikTok. I'm like, keep me young, please. I don't know anything. All the people who send me TikToks, like Manny, our friend of the show, Manny.
Yeah.
He sends me TikToks all the time.
That's cool.
And he sends me, like, Manny keeps me young.
Our guest tomorrow, her name is Denisha Carter. You can look her up.
Yeah.
She's all over social media. She has Twitter, and her TikToks are really popular.
They're popping.
They are, actually.
So it's now got a market value of
Congasm says,
$3.3
let me
billion.
guess, Billy was mates with Keem in the day? Today.
He literally was in our chat
Yeah.
just a minute ago, like 20 minutes ago. He'll pop in I remember right after the other guys left DP, we were streaming and Keem came in. He was like, I thought the show was over.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we were on Twitch that night.
$1 billion.
Keem hit me up like the day that the Paul P stuff happened.
Yeah.
The peek up with Paul. He tried to get the scoop on that. He's like, "Is this real?" And I was like, "Nah, I can't send you down a rabbit
Scarce
hole."
did that too.
Yeah, I told Scarce the same thing, but like Scarce left it more open ended and then reported about how he wasn't sure if I was serious or not, but still put in one of his videos.
Being done
It was
absolutely
cute.
nothing
Yeah.
with a shell inside of it that may turn.
Yeah, it got so much attention, but there were so many whiny fans in the fan base then that like we were made to feel bad about it, like doing something fun.
Yeah.
Man, the fan base has changed significantly. Like it was just I don't know what it was. There were just people at the time that were just unpleasable.
I think there's a lot of people that still watch that at the time thought that I was a vile, evil son of a bitch, and now since they've stuck around, they know
Yeah.
it. They know it to be true. They're like, he is a vile, evil son of a bitch, and we're only watching to keep an eye on him so he doesn't do anything.
We were going to
worse.
do another one that we never ended up doing, where I was going to choke slam Paul through this table right here.
Yeah.
And like it's a table holding up shit. Like
Pretty strong table too.
Yeah.
It would have been an interesting break.
And like we just never did it because people were gonna flip their shit. It just never ended up and like Paul has a bad back and shit, and I was
Yeah.
kind of nervous what that might do. You know, we were gonna do the whole like we both crouch down, and I have the really like weak choke, and he holds onto my arm with both of his hands,
Yeah.
and then kind of like pulls up, like we jump up at the same time.
Yeah.
We had it all figured out. It just never happened.
Paul pitched me doing more fight stuff with him that day too, but you guys neutered it. Honestly, I hate to say this about you guys because you're.
It's not these people.
No, it's only these people here.
They
right now.
left. They went to Nick Fuentes or whatever.
I hate to say this about you, the viewer that's watching just right now, even ones that weren't around back then. You watching it's your fault that we're not actually Drunken Peasants Wrestling now. We were going to become a wrestling federation.
We actually
it was so close.
We trolled everyone a long time ago where we made a fake intro. We're now the Drunken Wrestling Podcast. And we actually did 15 minutes of us being the Drunken Wrestling Podcast.
Yeah.
And we were just joking. And then we played the regular intro.
Yeah.
But people left. They were pissed.
Bet.
They man, I don't get it.
I like to believe.
I guess
you
I'm
guys,
just too old. I am old and I don't understand the need for instant gratification.
I like to believe that you guys really did want to become the Drunken Wrestling Podcast, and 15 minutes into it, when you saw the numbers drop, you guys changed on the dime.
No. You know what? Literally, I would admit that if that were true, but that's not what happened. Yeah.
Everybody who I accused of being the reason why this isn't the Drunken Peasants Wrestling Federation now, I was just joking, guys. It was all a joke. Learn how
Someone
to.
said, in other words, everything on your show is fake and planned out. No.
Yes.
No.
Oh,
it's a blend, and the fun part is guessing what is and what isn't.
Yeah, everything on the show is entertainment. And sometimes entertainment is farcical storytelling, and sometimes entertainment is very real. What your job
blurring the line is the fun part.
What your job is as a viewer is to shut the fuck up and take it. Troll or not a troll?
Let's check out those Streamlabs. I'll put you on full screen for the Streamlabs reading.
We got a message from Tristan McCoy. So I've been taking a break from politics. Y'all are my news right now. I've been watching the same 15-second videos of Gibbons happily running around to a Bee Gees song. It's called Happy Gibbons, and I can't stop watching those little fuckers. They look so happy. Happy Gibbons are so happy. Fix Soul gave some love. Thank you, Fix Soul. Customer support, again, asking if they should get a Prius or an F-250. Get a Prius and then get a friend with an F-250. Fireballs 1998 says, Billy, will you do a racism with Keem? I probably will not. Probably. And that catches us up with that.
Congasm, I don't care if you wouldn't stick around for a wrestling podcast. You are a disgrace to your country, sir.
Oh, wow.
The government had to make new rules in your country just for you because you're a fucking disgrace.
Wow.
Okay?
Wow. I'm going to take a piss. When I come back, I have a proposition.
He means preposition. Oh, I thought he was going to moon us. He said, Jesus. You got in trouble, Congasm. Anyone who wants to Google I'm going to give him a little bit of recognition. Just Google him. He pissed off a bunch of Kiwis. They're sensitive people, by the way. But that's what he did. His ridiculous trolling pissed off a bunch of Kiwis, and now he's in our chat. It's pretty awful. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you all about it. What is... Oh. Yeah. Could this be New Zealand's worst troll? Kiwi YouTuber could be exposed by a California lawsuit. I don't know, Congasm. This runs deep. I don't know. You should probably be watching wrestling podcasts. Okay? You pissed off these nice old people. What do you mean I'm putting you in a spot? What do you mean? This is already out there. What kind of spot am I putting you in? What kind of spot am I putting you in? The spot where you have to watch wrestling podcasts from now on? The first time Joe got canceled was Peak TP. Oh my God. Wow, that was stressful to me because I was blamed for all of that. So oh God, you're doing your troll thing. You're like, what? Why are you doing this? Did it affect you that much? No, it didn't affect me at all. Like, literally not at all. It's just fun to make you squirm. Are you mad, bro? Congasm. Are you mad, bro? Are you mad, bro?
What happened while I was gone?
You know what? I would have thought the great Congasm had thicker skin.
Nah. CJ Holiday, wrestling isn't always fake. Go watch the Dark Side of the Ring and watch the New Jack episode. Sheesh. Sweet Boy Gang. Thank you, CJ Holiday. I'm going to say this, guys. If you want to commission an artistic drawing, every Streamlabs donation, $20 and above, for the rest of this episode, I'll draw whatever you write out in your Streamlabs.
What was that again? Repeat that again.
Every Streamlabs donation, $20 and above, whatever you write in your Streamlabs, I'll draw.
I could hook you up so that you can draw on your tablet if you want. No? Okay.
I bought a damn dry erase board.
Yeah, for the game the other night.
And I'm going to use it.
The non-fuckable tokens.
I'm going to use this dry erase board to draw. If you guys do any of that.
Those non-fuckable tokens.
Yes. Because I like to draw. Anything you ask for. I even have a dry erase eraser. It disappears in the green screen, but it's a little smooch emoji. I brought it with me to dry erase the board.
You mad?
You mad, bro?
Let's do some antagonism. That's always fun.
Antagonism.
Wow.
Mass Transit was Ben's cousin.
Don't touch me.
Mass Transit did look a little like me.
Was he a black guy?
No. Mass Transit was a big, fat, white, curly-haired schlub. Ayo. Who's on the menu today, boys?
Let's take a look. We've got Trumpster Bob.
So Bill Clinton goes to the fucking hospital with what's called a urological infection. Do y'all know what a urological infection is?
It's like a bladder infection.
It's called European logic.
Huh?
And I love this term because it came from their forefathers right after World War I. A urological infection is an infection caused from butt fucking.
No,
What?
it's not.
What?
No, it's not.
Anal sex. When you have anal sex and you put your pecker in another person's butt hole and you have sex with them without a rubber, no protection, and they got a little poop clogged up in there and you're pounding that poop and it's going
Pounding that poop
up in your urethra,
your
pecker hole, and it just shoves that poop up in there and it stays in there the entire time.
You're just pounding that poop.
I
love that. Can someone like just clip that? And you're just pounding that poop.
I like how Trumpster Bob, after saying urethra, said your pecker hole, because to him he's like the most intelligent man he speaks to.
Right.
So he has to teach everybody watching what a urethra is.
Your urethra, aka pecker hole.
Pounding that puke.
You're just pounding that poop.
Pupy pie.
Time, and you have sex for like
you're stuffing turds in your urethra.
2-3 fucking
pecker
hours.
hole for you imbeciles that don't understand human anatomy.
Pecker hole poopy.
Oh God.
Well, inside of
that's one of the funniest things I've ever heard.
Pounding that poop.
You're pounding that poop.
Get that poopies in your pecker hole. Urethra.
10 fucking minutes, it done turned into a bacteria and turned into a bacterial infection.
Oh.
And then, of course, you get out of that butthole, you put your pants up, and you go on about your business.
You get out of that butthole.
Pull your pants up and go back about your business.
You sound like an expert.
He really does.
Yeah, like you've done this a lot of times. You're pounding poop.
He's not like reciting something based on something he read. This is something he lived.
I agree.
And then it turns into a fungus. It is
a fungus? No, it doesn't.
It's a combination of bacteria.
You got mushroom dick.
You got mushrooms growing out your pecker hole that'll get you high.
You're pounding poop growing mushrooms out your pecker hole.
Peel back a cyanescent cap off the tip of your cock and go for a little trip.
Yeah. And a fungal infection at the same time. These two infections combine to create what's called a urological infection, which is
it's like it's like a urinary tract infection. A lot of people get them.
No, Ben. That's
it's from pounding poop.
That's a urological fallacy.
A urological fallacy.
European logic, if you butt fuck somebody, you're gonna end up dead or with a fucking disease. It's not natural. It's common sense.
Yeah, just combat it by having such a short penis it never reaches the poop.
I mean,
problem solved, atheists.
If it's been happening throughout human history and humans are natural beings, it is by definition natural.
Damn.
It is natural. It's way more natural than a lot of the things you do.
If it happens in nature, it's natural.
Right.
And guess what? Monkeys be butt fucking.
Humans be butt fucking when they were living in caves.
Oh.
I mean, it's...
Don't be butt fucking somebody like that, right? Okay. So these guys are butt fucking each other. A lot of people in America end up with it. America is the #1 urological disease cesspool in the
You just made that up.
entire fucking planet.
That's a urological fallacy there, Trumpster Bob.
That is.
Besides, I think Sweden's got us beat per capita, believe it or not.
What?
Sweden.
You're just making shit up.
You know what? Believe it or not, I think Sweden's got us beat per capita. Other than Sweden, though, America's #1.
Shit country. Sweden and Canada and America.
Okay, now Sweden and Canada have gone ahead of America.
He hates Canada. He's always hated Canada.
Because America was #1 just, 24 seconds ago?
Yeah.
And now Sweden and Canada are all ahead?
Yeah.
It's right behind, I think, England and Britain.
Hold on a second. England and Britain? England is in Britain. I love this. England and Britain. He says it like they're two fucking different countries. So Britain is an island, and there's 3 countries on the island of Britain.
Hawkeye Poots says, what, that puts us at like 4th? No, 5th, because if we're going to go by this list, we have to include England and Britain as separate.
Yeah.
And America is right behind, I think, England and Britain. And Germany and some of them other. We're like number 12 on the list, but we're up there. We're way up there.
Way up there.
And so now you know why it's called urological.
But you like Britain better than England, right, Bob?
It's European logic. You just don't butt fuck somebody.
The UK, Britain, and England. Someone put that there. Yeah. Yeah, those are 3 different places, right?
It's just not healthy, right?
General Martok says, I'd give him $100 if he could find Britain on a map.
You know what? I feel like he might point to, assuming he even knows where it is, he might point to Ireland instead, because they're similar size islands and they're right next to each other.
I think this is a safe $100 right here.
Or maybe he'll just point to France or something. Or Nigeria he knows where Nigeria is.
He
because
probably
of his,
doesn't.
His catfish girlfriend.
He probably thinks Nigeria is off the coast of Florida. He probably has no idea.
Well, so Bill Clinton ended up with this abominable.
Abdominable? So they have like sexy abs or something?
The abominable snowman.
Those abs are hot though.
Yeah.
On that abominable snowman.
How is he not melting?
Abominable. My bad.
Abominable.
Can't even talk straight today.
Today?
Can't even talk today.
Today?
Abdominal.
He tried to correct himself, and he said the exact same fucking thing. He's like, hold on, can't talk. Okay, abominable. It's abominable.
Straight today. Abdominal.
Abdominal.
In your tummy, right?
What?
Abdominal urinary tract infection.
He did mean abdominal.
He did?
Yes. Has nothing to do with the snowman.
I thought he was talking about the snowman.
Shit.
Now what this causes?
we
the result
are the
of
Trumpster Bobs of this conversation.
3D chess.
For real, we just got owned. Checkmate, atheists.
I want to call him.
all of that is an overdrive of your urinary tract immune system.
Immune system. Immune system.
I want to know, like, whoever sends these bots to our chat, nobody in our chat clicks on this shit.
I actually clicked on it. I'm trying to fix a virus from it. I downloaded a virus. I feel like an idiot. I didn't.
You did.
I know. I'm going to have to explain that to you also, right? You
yes,
don't get it yet?
Pub. We need your explanation.
Is that dumb?
Yes.
I'm dumb.
Could you bring it,
So what
bring it down to us
happens
in layman's terms, Bob?
You create too many antibodies. You start creating blood clots. It closes off your pecker. Your pecker swells up. Your balls go up into you. It's very painful for a man. It's more painful than motherfucking cancer. The balls.
He's so like solemn and serious right now.
The nutsack.
I think he really believes he's doing the world a favor by making this video.
Are gonna go into you till they
funny.
fucking go splat against the wall.
You won't see that on the CDC website.
As it's infesting the rest of your body, and it's going to kill you unless you're treated for it. They do have a treatment for it, thank God, today. And Bill Clinton recovered. He's recovering nicely. He's reacting to the treatment. He ain't out of the woods yet.
Recovering along nicely, Clintons.
Oh, God, he had to survive. Anyway,
you just said thankfully they have a treatment, and then you talked about how Bill Clinton got it, and now you're like mad about it.
Well, because he's thankful they have a treatment, right? For
But not
him.
for Bill Clinton.
Yeah, for him and his MAGA friends.
All of the butt sex he had, he was treated
he's
for.
like, thank God they have a treatment, or else
You're
my cock would have
pounding
imploded.
that poop.
Poop.
You're pounding away at that poop.
Ew.
piece of shit of human trash apparently looks like he's going to survive.
Okay. What else we got here? We have...
Sounds like a Cronenberg film.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead and let them know again what your offer to the audience is.
Thanks. I'm also an artist. If anybody wants to chuck a $20 dono or above, I will draw whatever you put in the dono. I will.
We'll put them up full screen and he can draw it for you.
You can screen cap your sketch and keep it forever. I will.
Here's Nick Fuentes.
World. America is the great.
I guess he's streaming on Instagram now. I don't know what this is. I guess they can do like groups in Instagram.
Yeah, you can do group chats on Insta.
Satan. Okay, America spreads poison all around the globe. We put our embassies in foreign countries.
It's funny how his show is called America First, but he really hates America now because it doesn't represent everything he agrees it should be.
And raise up the flag of Black Lives Matter.
And look at these fucking losers in this call with him.
And gay pride.
I don't know. One of these guys is smart enough to keep his camera off.
Foreign countries. It is the U.S.
He looks like Matt Gaetz.
Yeah, he does.
The hair thing.
He's Brat Gaetz.
State Department and our military bases and embassies across the world, which is preventing a global reactionary uprising. That's a fact. So America is the menace to the world. I'm not worried about China. I'm worried about our own government and what they're doing here. China's never put me on the no-fly list. China didn't take $500,000 from me. They didn't arrest Baked Alaska and put him in solitary.
I can't wait for Communist Party Nick Fuentes. Comrade Fuentes.
I think he'd probably go along the lines of
he likes China.
What was it that JF Garipi wanted? Garbage Island?
Well, he wanted an ethno state and you suggested it be put on the garbage island.
Yeah, he'll probably go for like an ethno state.
And he was like, "What are you talking about?"
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Nick Fuentes got enough money together that he took the Ghislaine Maxwell idea of having a submarine colony. Because she was a frickin' trained submarine pilot. And she was talking about having a colony of people living in submarines out in the middle of the ocean where there's no federal jurisdiction.
Confinement, but the dogs and the
Maybe he'll
American
have the
government
submarine ethno-state party.
So
looping
I would
around
be a
in the
lot more
Atlantic.
concerned about who is going to take down this regime than the Beijing communists. The commies are in D.C. The commies are in the Pentagon. The commies are at Harvard and Yale and MIT. The commies are at Facebook. They're at Silicon Valley. They're in New York City on Wall Street. The commies in China.
Chet Lemon said this is a Zoom chat for kids that haven't had pussy since pussy had them. This is the thing, Chet, all right? There's like the incels, and then beyond incel, there's men going their own way. And these guys have decided that they don't need women. They've gone so beyond the need for women that now they're taking out their sexual aggression on the Jews.
China, and it would be a good day in America. It would be a good today in America. Fucking the Chinese commies were in charge of this country. Instead, we have.
Dude, Fuentes is a commie.
He's saying the Chinese commies would be better.
Commies in charge of our country. That's who it is.
You think American Jewish people are commies? You're on another planet.
I don't think he thinks the American Jewish people
He's
are commies.
just saying that.
I think he's saying the Jews are in charge of the communism in America.
But that's not true.
Well, that's what he's saying.
Right. But
I think he's probably
China
saying-
is real communism, and what he perceives to be communism in America is the lightest form of socialism. It's not even close to communism. Is when the government literally owns everything.
But this is the thing I think Nick is identifying with China is they have some pretty strong ethno-state-like principles over there.
I mean,
I think he wants that part.
There
of
was
China.
never like a mass immigration over there.
If you want to know.
Yeah, for good reason, right?
Do
They
you
don't
think
allow it.
America has a better system of government than China, or do you feel like China has a better system of government than America?
China is vastly superior.
That's system of government. Like literally, every business in China is just owned by the government, and you have no personal property, really. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, but he likes the fact that outsiders aren't welcome. China first.
I mean, it's easier to move to China as a Westerner than it is to move to Japan as a Westerner.
There's more
Unless
room.
you have like a criminal record or something. No, there's not more room.
There's more room in China.
No, there is not.
There's not than in Japan?
No. Do you know how many people live in China?
It's got a way bigger
That's what-
landmass.
A lot of that landmass isn't livable.
Yeah, but the livable landmass of Japan has got to be smaller than China, right?
Give me just a second here.
Let's do a multiplier landmass livable area.
No. It's called population density.
Yes. Aren't they building ghost cities in China? Are the ghost cities to attract Westerners? Is that what they are? They're Western-style cities? Is that what you're referring to, Love, Parrot Lord? The Westernized cities to attract the Western population from here over there to give them the Western element to the business environment? Is that what you refer to as a ghost city? I'm not sure what you mean by ghost city. Japan is very rural as well.
Yeah.
Good game. Game.
Even though Japan is smaller area, the population is just insanely. Let's see.
What's the population?
I'm trying to pull up the density.
A literal city inhabited by ghosts? That's spoopy. Love Parrot Lord says exactly what I said. Yeah. They're trying to attract the Western element of business because we as Westerners look at business in a different way than they do. We're trained in a different way, and they see value in that. So they want to attract Westerners to China for that purpose. Now, what they don't want you doing is intermingling with their people. As there is like a very heavy racism against like white people who come in and date like Chinese women or Chinese men, vice versa. There seems to be a big population backlash.
I'm trying to find it without like the non-livable areas in both land masses. It's hard to find that statistic.
Well, all I know is that whatever you found will prove me right inevitably. So
okay,
we can just agree to agree on that. If I think they have a replica of Paris as one of those ghost cities, that's interesting. Very interesting. I would love to deep dive into Chinese ghost cities one day.
People per square mile, China definitely has less people per square mile, but we have to take into account like the uninhabitable areas, which I can't find stats on that. Like it's hard to find.
What's the people per square mile of Japan?
Let's see.
Let's do people per mile of Hong Kong versus people per mile of Tokyo.
Well, Hong Kong is barely China.
Oh yeah,
you're thinking of like Shanghai. Shanghai, yeah, but like is Tokyo's near mountains? Is Shanghai near mountains? Yeah, I don't know.
Shanghai is a port city.
I don't think it is.
That's
Is it?
that's what the term Shanghai.
Okay. Yeah,
when you
yeah.
go to Shanghai from like San Francisco ports.
Yeah, I know
and ship
this.
you over to Shanghai. And you'd wind up in Shanghai at the port city of Shanghai, where they say "Shei ni." I don't even speak. I just know "Shei ni" mean thank you or something.
I do not know Mandarin at all.
Shei ni.
Yeah, it is a port city.
Yeah.
Shanghai, I believe, is the largest city in China.
My dad spent quite a bit of time in Shanghai around the turn of the century.
Hong Kong is China technically, but it's
Yeah.
like different language, different currency.
Beijing.
You know what? Beijing might be bigger than Shanghai.
Beijing would be bigger.
So people per square mile in Japan, 345. and I don't know what that's in, if that's like an abbreviation, and there's 148 in China.
Yeah.
So, but there are parts of China that are like literally like Mount Everest, the Himalayas and that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And that's a huge land area.
It's probably a huge land area of Japan too. It's probably hard to compare, but I do think once we get like a crack team of investigators to get down to the nitty gritty, I'll be proven correct.
Maybe so.
I would like to offer a truce, and right here, right now, let's just say it doesn't matter.
No.
China's been around long before America, and it will be around long after America.
So you support communism?
China's not a communist country.
Yeah, there's a lot of desert in China. There's parts of Mongolia, like near Mongolia, that are all
the American Republic.
China's not a communist country.
Yes, it is.
You support their system of government, their state authoritarianism.
Is Nick's nose
Certainly
bleeding?
their country.
What? He just got a big
He just
booger
said China
crater?
wasn't communist, but literally, it's a single party communist country. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Nick's nose looks like it's bleeding. Did he just blow a crater out in his
booger.
nostril from picking his nose?
He's gonna eat it.
Is handling the technological revolution better than
What
our
if my
system,
guy's doing
wouldn't you
cocaine?
say? China's building bullet trains. China's building artificial airstrips in the ocean. China's recolonizing Africa and extracting their rare earth minerals. And we just put a transgender guy
I will
as
agree.
a 4-star officer in the military.
I
So
will
you tell me
agree
which
with
system's going better.
With the America First agenda, so like putting America,
My guy's over here cheering on China for recolonizing Africa and mad at the U.S. for having a transgender 4-star general.
obviously like America's people at first.
That's cute.
Oh my God, their interest at first. Sorry, it's 5 a.m. But and the China First agenda.
The fuck was
China's
this?
people almost just understand it better, and China's thinking in the future, and America's thinking in the now. So like America is a lot more emotional, and they care about like empathy and feelings in the now. Obviously, we're seeing all this woke shit, but Nick is 100% correct. They are taking over China. They are, or not China, excuse me, Africa. They literally own what they're doing in Africa is the most, you could call it unethical, but it's the most genius thing ever. They're buying all the.
What a weird fucking conversation. Dan.
Agent Buttfuck says China is strong. They have complete domination over their people. What? I have to wear a mask? This is tyranny.
Land there. They own so much land in Africa, and they're thinking about China 50, 100, 200 years in the future, while America is still fucking promoting this woke, weird fucking. We're putting transgenders on Nickelodeon is our focus right now.
Yeah, it's the gunner agenda.
That's not the government doing that.
How dare the government put transgenders on Nickelodeon? How dare they? How dare they? Keep them on Netflix.
Gunner gay agenda.
That's
to
not
promote
my agenda.
diversity
No.
of gay
It's not.
people
Look. He
in
never
government.
said that, but like it is. China is. When it comes to China first versus America first. Holy shit! China is thinking way more in the future, where it should be 200 years,
I
fucking
like how
1,000
these
years. Honestly,
freedom guys are over here complaining about transgenders being on Nickelodeon. Like, the transgenders are complaining about Dave Chappelle being on Netflix. It's cute how everybody wants freedom until it makes them feel uncomfortable.
Look at this weird thing. 94% of China's population lives east of that yellow line in this graphic. Because like the rest of it is mountains and desert and not really.
How big do you think that 94% graphic line is compared
I have
to Japan?
no idea. I wish I could figure that out. I am not smart enough. It is a large amount of land. I can tell you that. What's China's population? China's population. 1.4 billion.
Would you say this was 40% of China's landmass, or like 33%? What do you think?
I have a hard time eyeing that up. I don't know what you would say.
I would say it's around 35 to 40% of China's landmass.
Okay, so I'm bad at math too. So it's like, so 1.4 billion minus 6%. How much is that?
1.4 billion minus 6%.
Yeah. It's still over $1 billion, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's almost 1.5 billion in China's population.
Yeah.
Japan's population 125 million.
So we're talking like 1/10. So
Yeah.
can we get a map of China next to Japan and see if that little area looks
I
bigger
mean,
or smaller
You
than
know what?
1/10?
The way maps are drawn, it doesn't show land masses
Correctly.
Correctly, yeah, especially up north.
Correct.
And down south.
Size of China.
Yeah, we would have to know the land area where that 94% of
Versus
the population
Japan.
lives.
Well, that line.
I mean, it's
there was
definitely
about
bigger
it.
than Japan. That landmass is definitely bigger than Japan. I just don't. There are places in Japan where you can't live too.
Yeah,
So-
Japan is approximately 377,000 square kilometers, while China is approximately almost 10 million square kilometers.
Yes.
So we're talking, if we cut it down to 40% of 10, that's 4 million. So it still would be more than 1/10. China's inhabitable area there would be higher than 1/10 of Japan's inhabitable or total area.
Okay.
So you do the 10 cross through or divisible. Basically, what I'm saying is, due to
It doesn't matter.
due to math and facts,
I have no
I was
idea.
right once again.
Yeah, I don't know.
I only know because of my keen sense of landmass and mathematicals.
It's definitely more landmass, like where they all live.
Yeah.
Compared to Japan, like the entire multiple islands.
And you got to think about Japan and their delicious suicide forest that everybody talks about.
I thought you were going to say actual food.
It's terribly
Their
uninhabitable.
delicious suicide forest.
Yeah, lush is what I meant to say. Lush. Sorry, English is my first language.
Than America is. America is. Why do they keep saying Iranian? Why is that a thing?
Iran is awesome too, by the way. Iran has the right. They have got the right idea.
Iran is awesome too, by the way, because they want to ban homosexuals. And if I have to stay in the closet, I want everybody else to too.
Why do your people have such a problem with Iranians and calling Liam out for being Iranian?
I don't have a problem with Iran. Iran wants to wipe Israel off the face of the earth, which I don't necessarily support, but
Which I don't. Dude, I don't have a problem with Iran. Iran wants to wipe Israel off the face of the earth, which I don't necessarily support. What the hell, man? Nick Fuentes, you beta bitch.
but it's an interesting position that they have. I think they have a problem with the fact that Liam is a foreigner in an
I'm
American
not. I'm
land.
American.
I think
I was
that's
born
the
American. My
problem.
mom is white as fuck. My dad just came here. They went to a bar one day and
Fresh
met.
off the boat.
Then, well, whatever it is.
Carpets, buddy.
Nice. Nick Fuentes having a friendly supporter here, and he's telling him that he sells carpets. You sell carpets, buddy. It's sweet. Nice little friendly roasting based on racism. And the worst part about it is this guy seriously feels guilty. Seriously feels guilty now. It's so gross.
I'm kidding. Liam's a patriot. We got to thank him for his service. Everyone thank him for his service.
I'm kidding, guys. Let's thank him for his service. He's a patriot. Let's thank him.
Right now. Thank you for your service, sir.
I got this mocking little fancy-faced badger bitch up in the corner. Who is that? Who is this fancy little boy up in the corner?
Appreciate it.
Thank you for your service in the Iranian Revolutionary Guard.
Dude, okay, here we go. Come on.
Well, that's the end of this clip. I'd like to take this time, this moment right now, to thank everybody hanging out with us on a Monday night. It's very rare that we have such a delicious podcast for you on a Monday. I'm talking top-tier delicacy. Benjamin and his Adidas logo. Myself and my never-ending need for attention. I crave it, really. I appreciate y'all for giving me that attention tonight. Happy Monday! Oh, God. We'll have Benjamin back in the room soon. We'll get a new clip. Hopefully we have something cute. I sent in something that I was hoping we'd watch by now, but for some reason, not all my clips make it to the show, and that makes me sad because I always have awesome clips. Awesome clips. Boom, 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 boom. There's 2 clips that I was waiting on for tonight, and they're not there. Let's see, copy link. I'm going to resend them to Ben so when he comes back, we'll have some new clips. Hopefully, because we have nothing now. This is the end of the world as far as I'm concerned. China won. China won, man. China won. Congasm in the chat says, Pimp Monk was right. Billy loves to hear his own voice. No, I actually have to keep the show running, especially when I'm alone. I have to talk, sometimes about nothing at all. Sometimes about nothing at all. Just because if I don't, it'll be silent. And silence, unfortunately, it's not a great way to do a podcast. If I could just do a podcast where I sat there and did nothing, I'd do it. I'd gladly do it, especially if you guys would show up and listen. Morton Dave says, did you whisper nude clips? Not me, no. No, of course not. Maybe life would be better if I moved to Japan. Maybe, just maybe. I think I'd have a pretty good time in Japan. I think I could have a good time integrating with Japanese society. I heard they love fats over there. Like, they love big fats. I'd be like the happy-go-lucky big fat guy. They'd be like, oh, gaijin. Fat gaijin. I'd be like, hey, what's up, guys? Do you want to do another delicious sushi night? I could have some more of that good noodles you make. Oh, I could eat some of your delicious pastries. Oh, let's go try some of your delicious fruit platters. Japanese-inspired fruit. I would do very well living in Japan. I would eat all the things. They'd just watch me get happy and fat. It'd be awesome. It'd be so sweet. Welcome back, Ben. We missed you, Ben.
Thank you.
While you were gone, the entire chat was talking about how much they missed you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they said, Jesus Christ, Billy, get Ben back here. And I said, guys, I miss him as much as you do. And then we had a little bit of a cry together. But now you're here, and our eyes are dry.
You liar.
I don't know if I'm lying. I'm storytelling. I'm a storyteller. I'm just telling stories. Did you get the clips I sent you? I resent the 2 from earlier. Did you download those yet?
Yeah, I did.
Awesome. I like those clips. I really like those clips.
Let me see here.
Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. I'm pretty sure we have a clip from Jesus Christ tonight.
Yeah, Jim Caviezel.
Jim Caviezel.
Will you fight? This man says no, we'll run and we'll live.
This is Jim Caviezel, who played Jesus in Mel Gibson's The Passion of the Christ, and he is at a QAnon convention. He's at a QAnon convention giving a speech.
Run and you'll live for at least a while. And dying in your beds many years from now, would you have been willing to trade all the years from this day to that for one chance? Just one chance to come back here and tell our enemies that you can take our lives, that you can never take our freedom. Every man dies. Not every man truly lives. You. We must fight for that authentic freedom and live, my friends. By God, we must live. And with the Holy Spirit as your shield and Christ as your sword, may you join St. Michael and all the angels in defending God and sending Lucifer and his henchmen straight right back to hell where they belong.
So he's quoting Braveheart at a QAnon convention,
and he's a Mel Gibson guy,
trying to drum up an attack. Who are they? Who is their attack against?
Satan.
Is it Satan? Are they going to have another January 6th here?
Satan.
What the hell? Is that Orson Welles with the fucking leather jacket and
I
tassels
hope
over
not,
there?
because Orson Welles is no longer alive.
Huh.
We are headed into the storm of all storms. Yes.
This is for God and country, patriot double down.
Jim Caviezel's Washingtonian.
Yes, he's from
Mount Vernon.
Yeah, Mount Vernon, just north of here.
And he went to UW.
Is that really Steven Seagal sitting over there in the corner?
The
Oh
storm
my
is upon
God.
us. But not without Jesus, our rudder.
A Dutch rudder?
And in the words of Reagan,
oh God,
evil is powerless if the good are unafraid. God bless you.
He's about to cry at the end.
Evil is that really is Steven? That's not Steven Seagal, is it? I can't tell, dude.
It kind of looks like him because he's all bloated.
Oh my God.
Overly tanned.
Oh my God. Oh my God. This is sick.
And this other thing is some guy giving lessons on how to be an alpha. I don't know what.
Never be a beta. Just never ever do it. It is
never be a beta.
Never. No, Ben.
Never.
Ben, you can't do that with your hands. Because that would be more assertive than what he's doing right now. He's literally got his hands tucked in his pockets. That's body language for being insecure. That's literal beta body language that he's doing right now as he's saying never be a beta.
death. Never, ever, ever do it. Okay? Just wipe that out of your mind. It is nothing good comes from that. Ever. Okay? The only thing good is if you're like in jail and you're about to get shot. You're like, okay, you know.
You're about to get shot.
Yeah, okay. If you're in jail and you're about to get shot, then be a beta.
Who's shooting you in the jail?
I mean, this guy right here thinks that's the perfect reason to bend over and take one.
That if you're in a free society, don't do it.
Wait. Oh, I was going to say, he pulled his hands out of his pants. He's no longer showing insecurity. Next clip, they're back in his fucking pockets. This guy is showing shyness and insecurity by keeping his hands in his pockets. Look it up. 100%. This is a beta posturing. I'm not even fucking making this up, guys. This guy is pure beta. He's got bitch tits. He's got what he looks like a weird bastardization between Leon Lush and Anthony Fantano, who are two non-beta individuals. But somehow he has absorbed their style because he's so beta, he probably sucks in everything he listens to. He's so beta, he's got a fucking beard to cover his bitch chin, and you know he has a bitch chin because it matches his bitch tits.
It just doesn't happen. It cannot happen, okay? Now, going from there, and by the way, the sooner you accept this, the easier life gets. You're like, oh, life is actually awesome when you accept it. As long as you don't accept it, and you're like, I just want someone to like me for the real beta me.
Awesome. Life has nothing to do with accepting whether or not you're beta and alpha and being awesome. Life is awesome when you start doing awesome things. If it took you not being a bitch outwardly to feel like your life was awesome, good for you, but you're still inwardly a bitch. We can tell by your posturing, your fucking skinny jeans, your bullshit style fucking copycat. You look like 17 other people I know mixed into one fucking loser of nothing. You are the epitome of beta, and you want to walk around talking about just say no. You're not even giving good advice to it. You're literally talking to it like it's a fucking kid. Like no, just
Don't
no.
be a beta.
Don't be a beta. No. You're the biggest beta bitch I've ever seen, and I want to say that with 100% certainty, because I promise you, I don't walk like a fucking beta. I don't talk like a beta. If anything, I'm overly confident to a point to a point that I don't give a fuck about, because I'm a beta bitch, and I would gladly be a beta if that was who I was. If I was, no big fucking deal. Some people just got to be submissive. They got to step back a little bit. They don't feel comfortable in the hot seat. If that's who you are, be true to yourself. Because this guy is trying the hardest to tell the world, don't be a beta when you are a fucking beta in disguise. You beta bitch. You dork. You fucking garbage. I don't know what he's doing this for. If he's at some sort of fucking... If people paid to see him talk.
It's some kind of lecture of some sort. I don't know.
Owen Cook self-help. Is this Owen Cook?
It might be.
I got to watch more of his videos.
So he's like a self-help guru.
I got to watch more of his videos.
Most of these people are scammers.
He looks like somebody who got kicked out of his local Christian youth group for being a little too handsy, you know? He's got that dork fucking look to him. You garbage human. Grow a pair, Papa. If you're really an alpha, come and talk to me. Come and talk to me, Papa. I'm coming for you now. I'm gonna find you.
He's coming in.
I'm gonna find you, dude. I'm gonna find you.
We're gonna find you. We are past the 2 hour and 40 some odd minute mark. So, did we get any new Streamlabs or no? You didn't draw one thing. No one did the drawing thing.
No. Lowbrow just said, just pound that Pope. Let's see you guys on a Monday. Live long, DP. And that's about it.
Wow.
That's about it.
They didn't want to see the art.
No, they didn't. They didn't want to. They didn't want to.
So, we will see all of you tomorrow.
Yeah. We'll be back again, and then we'll be back again.
And then we'll be back again.
And then we'll be back again.
Yep.
And then we'll be back again.
Good night.
Good night.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. From the strangest corners of the internet, gonna get TP'd by Billy and Ben. You know where you can find them at. Get ready, cause they're gonna kick your... Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants.